Good evening, everyone. Welcome back, the Absolute Women's Football Show. We're back, we're here, and as Girls Aloud would say, it's been a long, hot summer. It does feel like 95 degrees in the shade, as it's absolutely sweating, and we're hoping for this football drought to end. So we are back with our long-awaited WSL 2 season review. We know it's been a while, but we're here, we're back, and we can't wait to reflect on the season's glory before looking ahead to the new season. Now, similar to the partial solar eclipse we saw earlier today, we're bringing the light back into the women's football landscape after a brief dark period without us after the final whistle. But fear not, it's not just me bringing you the puns this evening. I'm joined by some incredible guests who are going to relive last season with me. So you might recognise some familiar faces, and we've got two debutantes this evening as well. We've got the lovely Tom and the lovely Holly representing Charlton and Nottingham Forest, and the lovely Danny. How are you all?
Really good, thank you.
I'm all good.
Very good. Very, very good. I just watched Malawi get through to the final of WAFCON, which has been incredible. For people in the chat who knew my fandom of Temwa since the start of this podcast, what a man. No, this is WSL too, so it is a tangent, but I've got to mention it. It's an incredible story.
I was going to say, Danny, why else are we happy this evening? But you've done it.
Yeah, done it for you. Yeah, so good.
I can't believe, because it's their first WAFCON as well, wasn't it?
First one, yeah, and for me, it was all about them getting to the semi-final and getting to the World Cup, because that's the top four get to the World Cup.
Yes.
I was hoping we were going to have Temwa and Babs there, but for Malawi to do it was incredible and amazing scenes for them. To have them at the World Cup is just superb. Susan-perb. It is.
Susan-perb, full Susan-perb. And yeah, we wish them all the best. Already qualified for the World Cup, as Danny said. Yeah. But yeah, what's going to happen next? That's what we can't wait to see. But we have got a poll with us. Now, I was playing about the cameras earlier, so let's see if I move us to here.
Like
and then I'll move us. Paul!
Here he is.
Hello, everybody.
There he is, he's got sound. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm very hot. And does anyone else know why it went dark?
So, something about an eclipse. Something about Jaffa cakes. Well, I wasn't quite sure.
I think it's the world preparing themselves for Coventry in the Premier League. They just can't quite handle it. Are you in a basement, Paul, by the way? Or it's not your usual...
I am at the back room of a cabin with shit internet in a forest in Derbyshire.
It's eerie.
Are you okay, Paul? Blink twice if you're okay.
Yeah. Well, are you there on purpose?
Put it this way. I have run a speed test, and in theory, it thinks it's really, really slow for download, but it's sort of working. So
no, it seems pretty good, to be fair. So yeah, but hey, we're team chaos.
The vision is fun, but the sound is.
I was going to say the delays are going to be really fun as we get to it. But it's okay. We're going to work together. And welcome to everyone who's in the chat this evening as well. Good evening. Evening to Mark, evening to Graham, evening to Uncle Tony. Thank you so much for joining us. And yes, so like we mentioned kind of in the intro, this is our WSL2 review show. We know we've gone off on a tangent already, but we are bringing it back. And what we want to do essentially is bring back all of those memories, all of the highlights, even the low points as well, to really just push forward and get excited for the new season. So in order to do that, I've got a little quiz for us. So everyone watching at home, get a pen and paper ready, or get ready to write your answers down. Don't put them in the chat. Okay, we're going to go through all the answers at the end. There is only 5 questions, so it's not a long one. It's just a quick one to get those brains going before we go through the main points, really. So we're not cheating and doing it at the end. So yes, how much do you remember about last season? Right, are we ready for question number 1?
With Paul's broadband, I think he's still in last season, so he'll be fine.
Streaming from
I remember you
watching
the Women's World Cup. I remember the delay on the Women's World Cup.
Yeah.
It's about 2 rounds, I think, wasn't it, Danny?
I can't on my screen in that. in that tournament.
The good old days. So yes, we ready for question 1, as we'll ever be? Yes. Okay. Who was the top goal scorer last season? So keep it to yourself. We're going to go through it at the end. So you can either make a note or you can write it down. Remember, don't put it in the chat until we go through the answers. And you get a bonus point for how many goals that she scored.
Okay. I'm going to be really bad with this.
But yes, who was top goal scorer and how many goals did they score? Okay. Oh, someone's getting a fax.
Phil?
Okay.
Phil?
Come in, Phil.
Wow.
Okay. Question 2. Who had the most assists? So who was getting those balls into the box? Who had the most assists? And again, bonus point for how many? So most assists. We've had top goal scorer and we've had most assists. Right. Number 3, if we're ready. It was a season for the keepers, but who kept the most clean sheets? Who kept the most clean sheets? And again, a bonus point for how many? How many?
I was going to ask a question, but I think it might give it away if I did.
Were they a goalkeeper? Yes.
Yes, that was my question.
Okay.
I think I've got one.
1. Good.
Yeah.
I've remembered a goalkeeper from last season.
No, I mean an answer, not a goalkeeper. I've remembered a goalkeeper. Yeah.
Okay, number 4. Okay, getting a bit trickier. Okay. There were 8 players who played every single minute of the season. Can you name me any one of those 8 players? So who was a constant throughout? So 8 players across lots of different teams as well. So have a think through. Who do you remember seeing all the time? So yeah, 8 players.
It's a stab.
Might as well. Stab in the dark. Why not? Okay. Are we ready for the final question?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. This is the trickiest. Okay. This is on disciplinary actions. We had quite a few repeat offenders last season. So instead of asking you who got the most yellow cards, I would like to know which players, and there are 4 of them, which is why it's tricky. There's only 4 in the whole league, got both yellow and red cards this season. So there are 4 players in the entire league who got both a yellow and a red, multiple in some cases, throughout the season. So yes.
I've got one, yeah.
Who was always 2 fun people? Right. Here he is. He's back. Paul, did you catch that last question?
I got top goal scorer, top assists, goalkeeper.
Oh, okay.
I have switched to the next cabinet, so I'm piggybacking on the next cabin over because it's like 3 times faster. So if I disappear again,
when they're getting alerts of some women's football show going live on our
or they're watching it on YouTube and they're coming over. Go on.
I recognise that guy. He's in the cabin next door.
If I keep getting thrown out.
We'll just laugh through it, Paul. I wouldn't worry. Okay, so Paul got the first 3.
Was the fourth one most?
Most?
Yes, the most. Yeah.
Yeah. Just the most. Who was the most? Yeah. So number 4 was name me one of the 8 players who played every minute of the season. So there's
Okay, I've
8
got one.
players in total. Yeah, okay. That was very quick. And then the final one was, there are 4 possible options for this one. Who received both a red and a yellow card throughout the season? Some of them did receive multiple of each. So who got both reds and yellow cards this season? And when you're ready, we'll go through some answers.
Yeah, go on.
Do let us know, Paul.
Oh, we're
Yeah,
only doing
ready?
5.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just 5. Just a quick one. Little bit of fun, getting us ready for the rest of the episode. Okay, so if you are joining in at home, remember you can now put your answers in the chat as we go through, and we'll see who got the correct answers. The prize, if you do get the most points, is my homemade viewfinder from the solar eclipse, made from an Ella's Kitchen smoothie box.
Signed?
So, yeah,
Nice.
that's
Is it signed?
dazzling prizes on show this evening. I was really proud of it as well. Okay, so shout out for me. So who do you think was the top goal scorer last season?
Lexi Lloyd-Smith.
That's where I've got vague memories of them mentioning it when she signed for Palace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, did we all go Lexi Lloyd-Smith?
Mm.
I can't remember
Yeah.
anybody. And my mind's gone blank.
That's okay. Well, I can confirm it was Lexi Lloyd-Smith. Yes, very good. Did anyone want to go for how many goals that she scored?
You probably can't see this.
Figures 10.
No, you can't. It's just a script.
I want to say.
I swear
12.
it says Lexi Lloyd-Smith and 11.
So we've got an 11, a 10, and a 12. Okay. 11 can confirm it was 11. Very good. And well done, Uncle Tony, as well, for 11 goals. Very good. Right, number 2. Who had the most assists? What name did we have for most assists?
Went for Mary Bashford for this one. It was a bit of a guess.
Ooh. That was a shout. Okay.
I also went for Bashford.
Bashford as well. Okay. Any other raises on Mary Bashford?
I went for the Queen herself, Annabelle Blanchard.
Ooh, also a good shout. Teammate of Blanchard, Ashley Weirden. Ashley Weirden. And did anyone put down how many assists? Stab in the dark.
I put 6 for Bashford, so.
I don't think I wrote down a number. I didn't write down a number. No.
That's okay. It was 10. 10 assists. She was on fire last season. Right then. Who kept the most clean sheets? Who?
Has to be Sophie
And see-
Whitehouse, right?
I was going to say, I can
Gotta be
see Tom
Sophie,
smiling.
Yeah.
There's only one. There's only
Yeah.
one keeper who can do that last season.
Yeah. The question
And
I was
it
going to
was
ask is
indeed
whether
Sophie
the
Whitehouse.
playoff counted was my question, so I didn't want to give it away.
Yes. No. Because it wasn't playoff. But good question, though. Good question. How many clean sheets? Did anyone put a number down for that one?
That's what I was trying to figure out. I want to
9.
say
8.
8.
Got a 9, got an 8. It was 8. Yeah. It was 8. Very good. Very good indeed. And Graham is very happy. My
Yes.
keeper, yes.
My key, but
Yes,
4 saves in
indeed.
the penalty, by the way. 4 saves in the shootout, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think we've mentioned that over the summer. So we should,
waxing lyrical about it. Hey, it'll have its time. It'll come. Don't you worry. Okay, number 4 was there were 8 players who played every single minute of the league. Does anyone want to throw out any names who you thought might be?
Also, Sophie.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to go for
So
keeper.
why
I just put Fran Bentley down as a keeper because of
Emily Batty.
Emily Batty. Yep. Yep. Very good.
go on. Curse me trying to be clever and going for an outfield player there. Alicia Endow.
It was they weren't all keepers. Weren't all keepers. No, Endow wasn't one of them, unfortunately. So you could have had Abby Lafayette.
Oh, I was going to say Lafayette. Yeah.
Lafayette, yeah. Aoife Mannion, Beth Heppel, of course, Beth Heppel.
Of course, she plays all the time. Plays every game.
Who's got Durham without Beth Heppel?
She's still playing now. It's like, get in the house, Beth. Crying out loud.
That is Skinner levels of annoying that I didn't
Yeah.
because I thought it was way too obvious. I'm sure she'd been substituted.
I know sometimes it's the obvious ones. Kat Shepherd as well, Durham keeper. Emily Batty, like Holly said. Fran Stenson, Shea Yanez, and Sophie Whitehouse were your options. Okay, number 5 was the tricky one. What names did we go for here for both a yellow and a red card throughout the season?
Katie Bradley.
So Georgia Broom. Yeah. I remember that one.
I remember that one. Yeah. Gosh.
Who did you say, Tom?
Katie Bradley.
Katie Bradley. She's not on my list.
She got sent off against Ipswich at the start of the season.
Did she get yellows though?
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay. Hang on. Let me confirm.
It is this is WSL's WSL2's stats thing, Stats GPT.
Oh, I take it back. Yes, Tom, you can have a point. Yeah. Yes, very good.
Because it was a silly red card because it was time wasting when the manager was celebrating.
Oh, I think I remember. Yes, very good. How peculiar she wasn't on my list. Okay. All the others I shall check as well. Unless, was it because it was a red because it was 2 yellows?
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to technicality.
So my list was straight red.
Oh, okay,
so that'll be why.
Okay.
So technically, yes. Okay, so George Broom, we're on a technicality. Bradley as well. Any other names?
Richard Littlejohn?
No, surprisingly not.
Very surprised.
I think she probably would have been my shout as well.
Yeah.
So always getting sent off that one.
I did not have a clue, so I just stuck Jordan Nobbs down just because I had no idea.
I mean, possible. No, not Sophie.
She got sent off against us.
Yes, she did, didn't she? Yes, yeah, absolutely. So you could have had Charlie Devlin. She had 6 yellows and 1 red this season. Izzy Collins for Portsmouth, 5 yellows and 2 reds. Georgia Broom had 5 yellows and 1 red. And Jess Revel from Sheffield as well, 5 yellows and 1 red as well. So, yeah, that interference, is it really loud for anyone else?
Yes.
I was just typing that in our chat.
Yes, okay,
Has it
right.
stopped?
Oh, that's better.
It stopped.
Stopped.
That would be me then.
Did anyone change anything?
No.
Yeah, I moved my phone.
Cabin in the Woods strikes again.
It's always Paul. But yes, good to see. Tony, we fixed it. Don't you worry.
You can't move for the rest of the 2 hours.
Oh, I can breathe now. Yeah, we're good.
Only 2 hours. I'll take that. 2 hours. I did get asked, obviously, because I'm away with Kerry and my family, and I said this was happening, and they weren't sure first of all whether the internet would work, and it did. And then Kerry was like, "You're not going to be going till midnight, are you? Because there's 2 kids under 2 years old here, and you're quite loud." I'm like,
"Well, as you told, no, we're gonna be good, aren't we?
So
we're gonna be good tonight."
If I start dropping to like this level, the kids have gone to bed. It's not like ASMR.
It's not for some ASMR.
There's no Mark Skinner in WSL 2, so it should be right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or WSL 1.
Skinner.
For now.
For now, yeah. Who knows?
That'll be the preview show in a few weeks. It'll pop back up.
Absolute football making WSL sexy.
Please welcome new Newcastle boss.
Oh God! Imagine.
Oh,
No, don't imagine. No.
Imagine if Skinner got announced as Newcastle boss during one of our podcasts. It'd be full. I'll be like Brian Blessed commentating on snooker. If anyone's seen that, just
the earth would shatter if that happens.
Yeah.
Right then, talking about being good and getting on with it, what we're going to do, we're going to go straight in and we're going to go to Holly first. Holly, as our Nottingham Forest representative this evening, we're going to have a look because we were just saying off air, weren't we? We last spoke in September and we were talking about it's, the debut season and this is where the club have been really building and, this is the logical next step and they've earned it and they fought for it. And to finish 7th in the first season, the WSL2, higher than other established WSL2 teams, seems like a perfect start. So yeah, kind of for you, if you want to give us an overview, how have you found this season?
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was just everything about it was just, this is where we want to be. And it's such a competitive league, isn't it? Especially last year when we had the everyone going for promotion with the 3 possible promotion spots. So I think as a fan base, we were all really pleased with the mid-table. I mean, first season up in tier 2, safely mid-table, happy with that. But I know the club were very much going for at least 3rd place. They had big ambitions to get promoted last season, and we didn't obviously achieve that. But I think collectively, as I say, as a fan base, we think that was a little bit of an overreach, to be honest. Maybe a bit too ambitious, and because we didn't reach that target, maybe that's why. I mean, we still don't know entirely why Carly Davis was let go, but that possibly might be the reason why. But no, I think on the whole, like really, really happy. We had an entire pretty much new squad coming up into the division. Let go of some, big names, some real fan favourites as well. So there was a lot of change, a lot of stuff that fans had to really get on board with and understand was going to happen if you're an ambitious club and you want to get promoted and you want to move up to the next level and you want to be with the big, the big boys, if you like. And there was a lot of sort of bedding in and gelling together and all that kind of thing. And I think we did struggle a little bit with that. So many new faces, and it's all about hitting the ground running, isn't it? And we lost our first game at home to Newcastle. Although to be honest, I thought we did really, really well. We just didn't have that form at home. We had the performances. I mean, talking to Charlton, the game against Charlton away, I thought we absolutely matched you guys.
Yeah.
And we were just gutted when, obviously Georgia got sent off and then it all kind of went downhill after that. But we were so close to get to a real scalp at the Valley. And I think if we'd got that, we possibly could have pushed on a little bit further. But it just shows the potential that we have. And all in all, really, really happy. We had a few injury issues as well. Amy Claypole was injured. And then I think we panicked and bought a shed load of strikers in January, which didn't really work. Joy Amiwa, who came with a lot of potential, but didn't quite fulfill it. I think she found the transition into this league a little bit difficult. But do you know what? She's a real rough diamond. I think she'll do really well. I think she's gone to the Danish league, or has she gone to Sweden? I can't quite remember.
I was going to say, because she's left, hasn't she? Yeah.
Yeah, we let her go at the end of the season. And, there was a few, again, fan favourites like Charlie Wellings, who'd scored 27 goals for us in our promotion season, just couldn't get a sniff, which upset fans a lot. Because, I'll put all my money if she starts, because I know they've bought an absolute shed load of players, haven't they, Burnley? But if Charlie Welling starts and gets a consistent run for Burnley, she'll be netting for fun, and not just that. She always gives 100%, assists, and she's all over the park. So there was that, a few strange squad selections, but it just felt like this is where we want to be. And do you know what I love personally was just going around all the different grounds and the fans. Durham particularly, I absolutely loved. What a wonderful club. Even though we got absolutely battered, one of our most embarrassing performances. I love the banter at Birmingham. Really, really passionate fans. Maybe a little bit too much at times. We're putting our flags up. I won't go into that story. But, very, very passionate. And obviously ultimately got promoted, which is great. And they won the league. Yeah, really good fun. And just some big clubs in there as well. No disrespect to clubs in tier 3. Obviously, you're getting the bigger clubs coming up into tier 3. But there was that sense that anybody could beat anybody as well, and everyone was going for this prize. It was just, it was really exciting, and I think ultimately we did really well. But this season's going to be an interesting one, I think. We've not really bought. I haven't really bought anyone, to be quite honest with you. Looking around, seeing everybody. I mean, Newcastle, Burnley, Wolves, even, who are kind of our rivals. We've got a friendly with them next week as well, which I'm absolutely dreading. New manager, which has completely split the fan base as well, with Carly Davis going.
Yeah, because I was going to say, for anyone who missed it, so obviously Carly had been with the club the last couple of seasons, and like you said, fan favourite. There was no, get Carly out or anything like we've seen with other managers and things like that, and it came as such a shock, especially to those kind of outside of Forest as well. So the fact that for yous as well, like you said, it's still not clear why that change was made, but then because it's Tom Mallinson, is that right?
That's right.
Yeah. And he's been with the club for 20 years. He's been with the club, so it feels, especially from the outside, and obviously how you feel as well, but it feels like it was we know him, we know what he can do, let's put him into this position and see what he can do with the women's team, because he's been with the men's youth teams, hasn't he, for the past couple of years. So how's that been received? I know you said mixed reactions there.
Oh yeah, I mean, in some ways it wasn't a shock that Carly was sacked, because I think ultimately we had this objective of, getting promoted, and it didn't happen, and she didn't deliver. And I think because we're such, I think everybody knows about our crazy owner in Marinakis, and that sort of feeds down to the rest of the club as a whole. And I think we want us to be up there. And so it kind of felt to me personally, in my opinion, is that they just wanted to go in a different direction. So when we heard, we thought, okay, it's sad, she's done a hell of a lot for the club, considering it was her first head coach role. She got us promoted, she got us a League Cup, and she got us to a mid-table finish in our first season in the second tier. So I thought she did really, really well. Collectively, as fans, we all thought that she'd done really, really well. And big fans of Carly. We always got behind her. It didn't always go away, but she was kind of always, she's got a hell of a lot of potential, a massive passion for the game, and she always connected with the fans. And it just felt like, I don't know, maybe she needed a little bit more experience, and it kind of felt like that was the reason that she was let go, that we wanted someone to come in and with a little bit more experience, maybe either lower WSL experience, someone that got a teams promoted in the past. So we're all kind of like waiting with bated breath as to who was this kind of step up that we're going to get as a manager, throwing a few names around. And then when we heard that it was a guy that had never coached adults and never coached women, no experience in women's football whatsoever, let alone this league, we were all a bit like, what?
Why make that appointment when there's so many good managers of the women's game out there?
Exactly. And so we were thinking, well, is it a case of people don't want to come to Forest for whatever reason? Are we not willing to pay someone enough to come to Forest? Is it not a attractive enough proposition? And was this guy like, was he the last resort kind of thing? I mean, it's hard not to jump to those conclusions, to be honest.
Question it.
Yeah. But, well, look, when the news first came out, I think collectively, I know myself, I was really shocked and a little bit upset, to be quite honest with you. I did love Carly. I love what she did for the club. And I'd made peace with the fact that she had been let go, that we were going to get somebody of, decent pedigree, what we would consider decent pedigree in the women's game. And then to hear that news, it kind of felt like, what are we doing? But everyone deserves a chance. He's obviously done tremendously well. He comes with the academy. I've only ever heard good things from people within the club or that know him personally as a coach. Various bits and pieces that I've heard in pre-season, that it's all going really, really well, and the girls are really taking to him, and it's looking really, really promising. So you know what? Let's see what happens. We've got to give the guy a chance and got to get behind him as a fan base. And I want nothing but Forest to be successful, and hopefully he'll prove us all wrong and he'll go on to be, a real success. So we'll see. It's always difficult though, isn't it? When you change manager, you just have absolutely, even if it's somebody.
It's the unknown, isn't it?
Exactly.
Of where what's going to happen next. Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of what happens next, I know Tony's put in there in the chat, Lois Shooter, she's done well in pre-season by the reports coming out.
What a great name for a striker, by
Chelsea.
the way.
Yeah.
I know, Lois Shooter. Oh.
I'm so pleased that we got her. When I was looking at potentials in that kind of sort of young low knees from like Man City or Chelsea, and she was one that I earmarked, and I was so glad when she was announced that I thought, this is she's got a confidence, that girl. Like, honestly, she's was it 4? I think it is in pre-season. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing what she can do for us. And we just bought Shania Hales as well, who's obviously got bags of experience in this league.
She's pretty good. I think she'll be.
Yeah, that was just yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah, because I'm looking at the transfer tracker I'm doing, and it's so interesting to see who's moving where, who's managed to pick up, who's managed to get the good youth loans from there. So yeah, you're right. So you got Lil Shooter, Cody Thomas as well from Man City, defender. Abby Lafayette's come in, Hannah Cohen, Karis Brown, Shania Hales, like you said, and new contracts for Georgie Ferguson, Alana Murphy, and Chloe Mustaki as well. So yeah, it'll be a bit of a change of the guard again, won't it? Because you mentioned there's a couple of players who have since left. Quite a few. Is that 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10. 10 have departed. So it's exciting but scary.
Yeah,
to see what's going to happen.
When you just to say, when you look at the likes of Newcastle, or most of the clubs around us, to be honest, and the way that they're strengthening, it is a bit like, but sometimes it doesn't all work out. Which we suffered that last season when we had so many new faces and we struggled to gel until sort of after Christmas, really, or longer than that, to be honest with you. So who knows, really? Who knows?
Who knows exactly. So, and kind of the final thing, what are your hopes for Forest next season?
Well, I've got 3 things.
Go for it.
I want to beat Leicester and Wolves home and away.
Yeah,
that's all I want. Definitely want to beat Wolves without a shadow of a doubt. With the rivalry that we have with them.
Yes.
Do you know what? I'm not expecting anything, any kind of miracles this season. I can't, there's been a lot of chat with new players about promotion, having that word again. And I don't think we're quite there yet, to be honest with you. I think we need another consolidatory season where we just bet everybody in. We get everyone, playing for Tom in the way that he wants to play, get that connection with the fans, because I think he's got to earn that. With the fan base, and once he does, I think we can all work together. And so I'd be happy with a similar kind of season, to be honest. Maybe a lot better form at home, so that we can get more people to City Ground, because attendances did kind of dwindle last season, which was a bit of a shame. Want to see that going up this season and get a few more bums on seats. Some exciting football, reason to people to come down the City Ground and enjoy watching Forest. And stay up comfortably. 6th, 7th, I'd be quite happy with, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because then you're right. When the club are ready for that promotion, then you'll be there. Once you've built and you're ready for that.
Yeah, you have to. And I think the thought of like last year with double promotions, it just doesn't happen. That's just not the way football works, really, unless there's some kind of miracle.
Yeah.
But
because that's the thing, you wouldn't want too much of a jump, and then to just be like this tiny fish in a big pond, be like, oh god, what's going to happen next? So yeah, that's it, building for that future. And yeah, like I said, for the atmosphere at the City Ground as well is just brilliant when everyone is there, waiting for that kickoff. So yes, if you are local to the Nottingham area, get yourselves down. Even if you're not, get yourself to a game at the City Ground, because it's such a good day out. Right then, Holly, thank you so much for joining us. Any final thoughts on the season from you before we let you go? Could be about anything.
Well, do you know what? At a personal level, because I live in London, I'm a bit gutted that all the London teams went up, because it means that I don't get. I love Charlton away, and I went to the playoff as well, which with penalty shootout, I really, really enjoyed it. I was so pleased that Charlton went up. Obviously, not just because Leicester are rivals of Forest, but I really wanted Charlton to win. I think they deserved it. They've been knocking on the door for so many seasons. So a bit gutted. But we've got Watford, a new ground to go to. So, although I have been to Vicarage Road. But yeah, really looking forward to it. And I just hope that we have a better season at home, to be honest, because we can be a fortress. Just get more bums on seats, I think. But thank you for having me. It's been great. Thank you, Freya. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you for coming on. It's been lovely to see you. And yeah, we'll keep in touch about a season preview maybe, and then check in with you later on in the season. Sounds good. Thanks.
All right, then.
Have a lovely night.
Bye.
Bye. See you soon. And then there were 4. There we go. Right. But yeah, I mean, Forest did incredibly well, didn't they? Getting 7th on their first try. I mean, there were only I had my notes as well. I realised I didn't mention it. But there were only let's have a look. 3 points off Newcastle in 6th, so they weren't like 7th and far ahead of the chasing pack. And then Miles Park, they were 5 points off 5th. So easily. I say easily. We know this league. Maybe not easily, but possibly. It can possibly be done, can't it?
But 16 points off the bottom as well. It's so comfortable, isn't it? So that's
very, very comfortably mid-table. And again, to do that first time up is just incredible. And like I said, so Sunderland, Ipswich, Durham, Sheffield, Portsmouth, all battling, and we will get there. But yeah, Nottingham Forest had a really, really good season. So for everyone with us, what we're going to do, we're going to start from the bottom, and then we're going to get to the top, and we're just kind of all going to chip in, see what we feel about the teams last season, and then go through it and relive last season. So we're going to start at the bottom. We're going to start with Portsmouth. Portsmouth. They just couldn't hang on, could they? 14 points fall behind Sheffield. And I remember when we were talking at that final point of the season, I say final point from January, really. And it literally could have been any of those bottom 4, couldn't it? Fighting for survival. I did worry about Sunderland at one point as well, but luckily they just did enough. But yeah, I mean, Portsmouth, after 2 seasons in the WSL 2, and pulling off that huge escape the season before, couldn't do enough. So heavy losses, weren't they? It was a 6-1 on the end last day of the season as well against Palace. But they did pull off the shock of the season, Tom, unfortunately.
Yeah. That was a cold Wednesday night.
When they beat Charlton, we won't dwell too long on it. But to end the unbeaten run, so Portsmouth, it seemed, was such a roller coaster of a team. Paul, for you, could they have done any more, or was that just a state of where Portsmouth were last season?
I don't think they, with the budget they had, I don't think they really could have. I think they certainly tried, and they certainly made as much of an effort as they could.
Yeah. And
then just kind of struggled a little. Megan Hornby, I think if they'd had someone to support Megan Hornby's goals, that probably would have helped. But they're still. I just think they were always going to go down, and they were hoping that Ipswich were going to be worse than them, and then Ipswich sacked their manager in January and won 3 of 9 games, and that was it.
Yeah, and it just shows you that
they were mostly trying to play. They were mostly trying to play with a lot of like 3rd-tier players as well. Still, and
that comes from budget issues as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, they were never really backed, as Graham says.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. Which is a shame, isn't it? Because they're going to play all their games at Fratton Park. They're still going to be professional, even though they have dropped down. So it feels like the club are trying to do. They are doing the right things in some senses, but then you think, well, where was that back in at the beginning of last season? Maybe to keep pushing and keep that fight. And yeah, because if we put the turbo back up, let's have a look. So yeah, if we look, I mean, scored 23, let 53 in, a minus 30 goal difference, and you just think that it can't be done, can it, with such a leaky defence? But they had really good players on the pitch, but something just wasn't wasn't clicking, was it, for them last season? Tom, when you experienced Portsmouth, what did you make of them as a squad?
Well, 4 of those points were from us, so they got a bit lucky.
Sorry.
So yeah, no, the one away. I mean, it was horrible conditions, to be fair. It doesn't help that they also play on a 3G pitch as well, which I cannot stand. But yeah, it was windy. They scored from a corner because of the wind. The referee was horrendous, but they looked organised, in fairness. But I think when we played them, they had a lot of injuries as well.
Yes, a big injury crisis, didn't
yes, they? They like, well, because obviously our League Cup game against them got cancelled because they couldn't field 11 players.
Yes. See, it's all coming back to us now, as Meatloaf once said. Yes.
Yeah, which was baffling because I have never seen or been involved in anything like that in football. But it was a shame. Obviously, there's some decent players. A good keeper, to be fair, in Jess, but she just got very unlucky with
Jess Craig. Yes, shout out for her. Yep.
Yeah, and it just didn't click. And then obviously the game against us at the Valley, which should never have been played because it got put in 4 days in advance. But anyway, both of the goals were all right, to be fair. Yes, there was fouls on them, and they shouldn't have stood. But no, overall, they looked a good team. They were fighting, in fairness. But as you say, that there wasn't enough backing. There wasn't a lot of players really like near the end. I feel like players just kind of realised it was done. And obviously this year, hopefully they can rebuild, because I've got a few Pompey friends and they are a bit annoyed, to say the least, about how little the club actually backed them. But I think moving to Fratton Park away from the 3G pitch, I think is a big thing as well.
Yeah, no, that's true. And you think sometimes clubs kind of cotton on a bit too late, don't they, to save it for that season? But hopefully, and I was reading something earlier that they're trying to put everything in place. So hopefully this season they bounce straight back and they get promoted once more back into the WSL too. So we do wish them all the best. Yeah.
The time to do it was when you finished 9th in the championship. Was it WSL 2? Like,
no, it's not.
You've got a manager in charge who's brought you up. I think he even won LMA Manager of the Year or something as well the year before. For the fact he got to 9th. Yeah, that's the point where you go, actually, there's something happening here. Something we can build on here, and they just didn't.
We've
and
got
that's
this
the disappointment, because then they're just back to the very
go?
start again to have to do it all over again, and just really disappointing for them to have to go through that again.
Yes, but you hope that sometimes it's kind of a wake up, maybe some of the people at the club need, and it sounds like they have, and they're kicking back into action. So we do wish Portsmouth the best down in Tier 3 this season, and hope to see them again very soon. Now, another team that we were worried about, very close to that relegation spot, was Sheffield United on 18 points, as we can see there. A slightly better goal difference, but again, scoring for Sheffield kind of came from one player, didn't it, last season? As soon as kind of Amy Andrews came in, and Abby Lafayette as well, who's now at Forest, we mentioned earlier, I think they were probably the two standouts for me. But yeah, for Sheffield, obviously, everything that's going on around the club, we won't talk about it, but you've got to think that's got to have an emotional impact on what's going on. So yeah, they did enough. Did enough to stay up. They really ground out some wins, didn't they? Got quite gritty at some points, getting points where they needed it the most. But yeah, just again, a disappointing season. And I don't think, if I remember rightly, that they really did much in the transfer window, did they?
No.
I know we're going back on it, but they didn't really do much. Yeah.
No. They brought in a few players. They brought in O'Rourke from us, who was a brilliant signing for them, by the way. Brought in a few defenders, I think. But I think it was a couple of years ago when we took Newsham and Jodie, that's when they started to kind of fall off a little bit as well. Because those two kind of were like their main sort of thing down the side. And obviously Izzy leaving there as well obviously didn't help out either. Yeah, I mean, to me, they are a mid-table WSL 2 side right now. Obviously, 2 games against us last season, both draws as always against them. We never, it is never a win.
They're so hard to break down, aren't
yes,
they? And that's kind of one of the positives about them, yeah.
Especially at their place, they are impossible to break down. Because I think we went 1 or 2-0 down and we came back and drawn somehow. But yeah, they're very hard to break down. They're very good defensively. It's just the attacking. Like obviously, I know. Obviously, Amy's scoring a lot of goals, but they need a bit extra up there, and their midfield isn't that strong really. That's their issue, because that's where we kind of open up a bit more. We just kind of run through them, but obviously they've lost a lot of key players. But I mean, I think they'll be grateful to just about stay up, to be fair, because they were in that bottom zone.
Yeah, it was kind of, they weren't bad enough to get relegated.
No,
but they probably did enough, and that was kind of fair, I think, wasn't it? Kind of that position. And just looking just quickly at kind of their transfer window. So they brought in Lucy Quinn, who I think is going to be huge for them. They've got Maria Reynolds from Shamrock Rovers, Gracie Pierce,
Piercy,
Poppy Soper, and Chloe Warrington as well. So they've done a bit of business. Again, not too much at the minute, but then again we know budgets and all sorts. And they've got a new contract for Molly Rouse as well, which will be quite an important one. So yeah, I think it's, for a club where they are, I think it's purely about rebuilding and getting back to I don't know, like a happy medium of where they should be, and kind of try and move on as a new unit. Really, I don't know how.
I mean,
how anyone feels about that.
A couple of years ago, they were like right near the top as well of the league. Like they were doing really, really well, and then for some reason they've just kind of taken a slope down. Obviously, the money doesn't help either, as we said. But I think this window, as I think GP will do well, as obviously Grammy said. She will tidy that back line up. She's very good on the ball. If they play the right system, keep a majority of the back line and bring in a few more wingers, they will be up there sort of out.
Yeah, like you said, getting goals from different people and different opportunities as well will definitely be the making of them. So Sheffield disappointing, but did enough to stay in the WSL2 for another season. Right then, we're coming into 10th place, Durham. Durham in 10th. I didn't expect them to fall that low. They've always kind of been around the 7th, 8th, haven't they? 6th, comfortably mid-table. But now we know why, what was going on behind the scenes. Lots of worries about, obviously, the finances. We did at one point think they weren't going to be in the league this season.
Very close,
because they needed a new buyer, and luckily South Shields FC were the buyer that they needed, and their cup games are now going to be at South Shields as well, which is a decent journey for those fans to go. But it's not Maiden Castle. I know Holly said she loved the atmosphere at Maiden Castle, but again, it's a 3D pitch, isn't it? So to go to South Shields and play on a real better surface can only be better for them in the long run. But Paul, I'm going to come to you for this one, because Durham, we know the players that they've got, proper WSL2 players, aren't they? Proper Barclays players. Like we mentioned, Beth Apple, obviously Becky Saliki. They've gone off to have a baby, of course. So congratulations to them. The baby has now been born. But yeah, they've got some cracking players in there, but they just completely lost their rhythm and couldn't get the wins that they were expected to, could they? What did you think of Durham last season?
I think Durham lost the fact that their defence finally got exposed a bit, because most of it is what euphemistically we called experience, but last year was just old. Like Sarah Robson and Sarah Wilson together is great experience defence, but they got exposed far too often.
And again, another team who didn't really invest, did they, in the window? Sorry, delay.
No, and we know why now.
And we know why.
But the problem with Durham, as everybody has mentioned in the chat, is this season everybody will be wanting them to go down. I think, because of their manager they hired. Now, we won't go into this too deeply. Perhaps we can go into this at a later date. But they've hired Shall we just refer to him as ex-Leicester City manager Willie Kirk and leave it at that?
Yeah, let's leave it there. Yep, factual. Yep.
And just if anybody in the chat or watching isn't aware of why Willie Kirk may be a controversial appointment, then Google is free, because we'll have to speak too long.
Free.
But
yes.
I don't know what effect that might have on certain players in the team, because for players like Beth Heppel, for a lot of the local players who've been there and represented Durham with pride, and now seeing their club drag through the muck because they've got a new manager who has the reputation that he has. How do you react to that? What does that do psychologically? And obviously everyone's still returning, but I'm still quite surprised that they're doing.
Yeah, and I mean, they're still bringing in signers. They brought in Jade Pennick from Sporting Jacks. Dee Bradley's come back from Burnley. Rachel Law, Olivia Ferguson, Madison McComiskey. I think that's how you pronounce it. And Sarah Wilson has a new contract, so she, the experience is still there. And yeah, it's kind of, how do you introduce a manager that is so polarizing, let's say, because it'll take a lot to kind of see past that and to kind of accept it and to be on board with it. So it's an interesting decision to have made that decision. But maybe a bit like what Holly said earlier about the manager at Forest, was it a case of, did no one want to come to Durham if it's a bit unsteady for the future?
I will
maybe
say,
that was a worry.
You mentioned their new signings. Liv Ferguson, again, I am biased, having worked with her when she was at Coventry United, and the fact that everybody at Coventry United was in love with her because she's just the nicest, most cheerful person.
Yeah.
And will work so hard for whatever team she plays for. And let's just say that if Coventry United had sold posters, they could have easily sold many of Liv Ferguson. And that's the politest way of putting how she was viewed by the fan base as well. But she will do well for Durham. If she's given the freedom to go play Liv. Her on one side, Beth Heppel on the other will be a very powerful wing pairing, and it will be interesting to see how Durham build around them this season, because I think last season they were where they were because they deserve to be. Like they have good players, but Beth Heppel is probably slightly nearer the end of her career than the beginning now at this point, and she. They found out that, genius as she is, she can't drag them through every game. The team.
Well, that's the thing. She can only do so much, can't she, as one person, and they can't rely on her. Because when I was looking for more stats when I was preparing for tonight, she was at the top of all of Durham's. Whatever they were measuring, it was Beth Heppel right at the top, and it just shows you how vital she is to that team. So yeah, this is really the time now to build for that future that is going to come quite soon for Durham.
They've got some good players as well, to be fair as well. They've got Lucy Watson, who I think is an unbelievable signing for them. Obviously scored an outrageous free kick last season against Birmingham in the last minute, which I was very happy with the Forest, put it that way. I think she'll help out on that side as well. She's a brilliant striker. Obviously was on loan at Charlton for a bit. Unfortunately did her ACL, but she's got a thing to prove there, and so does Angela Addison as well, who's finally back from injury, and she can finally play. Problem is, because I've seen her at Charlton again, she will run at you, she'll go through you to get the ball. It's as simple as that, and I think their window's been smart as well so far.
plug in the gaps. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is the Durham philosophy, to just run.
Yeah.
and just not take anything from anyone,
McFarlane
just go straight through them.
As well. Certainly
Yeah.
Layla McFarlane was underrated last season as well.
Yeah.
Because you know, up in the northeast, Durham do operate in the shadows of Sunderland, and even more so now Newcastle, because we know what women's football media is like.
Yeah. Layla McFarland has left.
So that could be a problem. Well, there you go. That could be. This is the problem I have, because I was double checking, and this is a season review, so that's my excuse. Like,
if anyone's not sure about who's left and who's arrived, Freya, where can we find out?
Indeed.
Oh, very good segue. Thank you very much. You can go to the whole115yards.com with my beautiful transfer tracker. That is a labour of love, but I love it. I'm a bit addicted to it. It covers WSL, WSL2, Liga FA, and Serie A. And if you were to read every single word on it, it will take you 42 minutes. It's that long.
That is a lot of transfers.
Much going on. So yeah, I think it's nearing about 7,000 words. Yeah. But yeah, it's all nice and laid out, and you can just hop to whoever you want to look for. But yes, so Durham. So just to double check that. So Sarah Robson has got to Middlesbrough. Tyler Torland has gone. She's gone to Burnley. Hannah Blake's gone. Abby Grant, Layla McFarland, Abby Jones, Molly Lambert, and Mariana Speckmeyer as well. Have all gone.
So that's a lot of their key players from last season.
Yeah. So again, rebuilding just to have that core really, that they can then rely on.
I mean, they were up there two years ago, so they finished third.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Durham. They've always kind of been hard to beat. They've always given you a good goal, given you a good fight.
They've always given us a good test. Yeah.
Yeah. And especially at home, that literally has been their fortress, hasn't it, Maiden Castle? So yeah, they've always had that potential to really kick on and really go for it, but there's always been that something that's holding them back.
Their fans, by the way, are some of the best I've ever come across. Their fans are incredible.
I love that both you and Holly have both said that. That's great. Yeah.
every time they come down, they bring a drum, they bring noise. It is a joy to watch.
Brilliant. Yeah, we're gonna have to find some Durham fans to come on and represent next season. That's what we definitely need to do. So finished 10th as we said, but much more to come from Durham. Right then, moving up into 9th, and we've got Ipswich Town on 23 points, and this is where again we said there was a group, wasn't there? A group of the three of them that were just keep leapfrogging over each other to get ahead. So Ipswich 23 points they finished on, minus 16 goal difference. But as we said earlier as well, the fact that Joe Sheehan left in January, he moved into the trust, and now he's actually gone to Charlton.
Yeah, he is now our assistant manager. So
he is. And I was actually looking again, percentage-wise and stats-wise. They only won 1% of games under him. So take from that what you will. And then when it changed to the current manager, his name escapes me. I do apologise. I think that's gone up to 45%.
David Wright.
David Wright.
Yeah, it was David Wright.
Yeah. Thank you very much. See, that's why we do it all together, because we've all got different names in our in our heads. But yes,
summer. I know we talked about last summer, but there's this summer.
This summer is insane.
Mm-hmm.
If this is an example of a team going into the Premier League and going, right, we might actually pay for our women's team now.
Yeah, and that's so just to kind of to prove it as well. Yeah, so to prove it, so Kit Graham is on a 2-year contract. Rosie Livingston has come down from Hibs. Meg Hornby, who we sung the praises of earlier.
That's a brilliant signing.
Yeah.
Very, very good. And what she deserves as well, Meg Hornby, to be in this league as well.
Just
Jenna
a
Slattery.
stalwart of the WSL2 at this point, Meg Hornby.
Yes, absolutely. And like we said, deserves this tier to really show what she's all about. Amy Palmer from Southampton, Georgia Hunter, also from Hearts, Eilish Adams as well from Hibs, Georgia Timms from Hearts, lots of Scottish players coming down. We've got Kenzie Weir on a permanent transfer, Emma Lawton, Tegan McGowan after she's departed Birmingham City.
Yeah, great signing.
They've got Ava Baker on loan, again till the end of the season. And they've also got new contracts for Leah Mitchell. I keep saying Leah Michelle. No, she's from Glee. Leah Mitchell. Maria Boswell, Megan Waring, Lucy O'Brien, and Laura Hartley as well, who has gone out on loan. But yeah, I mean, they have lost.
Yeah, I
was about to say they've also lost a very big name.
Yes, yeah. I think we're all about to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes, one in particular who has made the jump up to WSL football, if it's the same name we're all thinking, Sophie Peskett.
Yes.
And she was indeed the name I was going to talk about, because when you look at stats, you've got your Rihanna Deans, but you've got your Sophie Peskett, who was right up there, making a name for herself. So yeah, Danny, for you, Ipswich 9th. Again, they were in that battle at one point, but especially that second half of the season, they did enough. They've got potential, haven't they, to kick on?
Yeah, and I loved watching Ipswich play it as well. When there was games on the YouTubes and everything, when I was kind of deciding which game to watch, I was going to say about Sheffield United that I just didn't ever feel the need to go and watch them. That makes it might be a little bit harsh.
There's no warmth. What's that? It's kind of draw you in.
I just didn't feel like I really want to go and watch Sheffield United play a game, but with Ipswich I did, and I kind of knew the attacking talent that they've got. Even when they were losing games quite heavily at the start of the season, it was still they still felt like they had something about them. Like they needed to add a little bit more physically wise, maybe in the first weeks, but they grew into it. And when you kind of get to the point where they're about 5 points from safety, I think it was, that's when you think, oh, what have they got now? What have they got? Changed the manager. I think it was a bold move after that, after being so long in charge for Sheehan. But so it was a bold move. It paid off, and they got back to what got them there in the first place. And like we've sung Peskett's praises a lot this season, or last season, whenever season it was. Partly really happy really happy for her to get her move to Brighton, because I think it's a perfect club for her in terms of WSL. I think they'll play to her strengths quite a lot as well. So really excited to see what she does there. But yeah, really turned it around second half of the season and stayed up relatively comfortably in the end. 9 points from that bottom spot. So I think they've got a bit of momentum to go into this next season. They have lost Peskett and a couple of others, but the signings that they've made are all so experienced that, and especially at this level, which is key, that they're ones to watch. I think next season, maybe not quite to go up yet, but to have a much better season this season with that momentum that they're built as well.
Yeah, to kind of get more comfortably in that mid-table area, because I'm just looking at kind of Durham's, Ipswich, Sunderland. Obviously, we're going to go on to next, but I think we're looking now in the WSL to you need at least your 30 points. That's kind of your benchmark to make sure that you're happily mid-table for this. And it's especially for those teams as well. And I'm going to say it about Sunderland as well. We'll come on to next. But it's all about, if you've got the advantage in a game, keeping it. And not dropping points, and making sure that your draws don't turn into losses and your wins don't turn it's all of that, and just being able to see a game out and keeping it, and also not going 1-0 up and then going, we're good. Need to keep fighting and keep going on. Does anyone else have any thoughts about Ipswich before we?
Ipswich, for me, they're quite similar to Sheffield United. They're very hard to break down. They gave me and Graham a very cold game in Colchester that Wednesday night. It was the coldest game I've ever been to. It was icy rain. It was bitter. All for a 0-0. It was a 1-1 at our place, 0-0 at home. Yeah, it was a bit of a madness. But as I say, they've got some brilliant players. Beth Rowe, obviously from Charlton, was with us for ages. Yeah. She's tidied up their team very, very well. Natalia Negri in goal. She's a decent keeper, which I thought got very unlucky with some of the goals last season. Princess as well, obviously on from America. She's one of their top players for me.
She added that physicality I was talking about earlier, didn't she? That second half of the season, she gave them that focal point that the players around them really needed to work
She's so tall as well, but she's so quick.
Yeah.
She's rapid.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, overall, as I say, I think for me they'll be in and around mid-table because I mean, from when they set the manager, they shot up massively. And I went to Ipswich Portsmouth at Ipswich, and Portsmouth looked far the worst side. Ipswich ran through them happily, and I thought they were unlucky to be where they were, to be fair, because even when their old manager was in charge at our place, I thought they were a decent side. They just couldn't click.
Yes, and it was that missing link, wasn't it? That missing part. So yeah, they've definitely got the potential. I mean, Graham's saying they're his dark horse for next season. So you never know. Never. I think they'll definitely be, maybe not promotion, but I think they'll definitely be pushing that top mid.
They'll be like 4 or 5 points off that top bit.
Yeah. And I think just really, kind of buckling in for this next season and seeing where they could go. Yeah, I agree. Good. Now we've already mentioned them, but Sunderland, we're going to come on to my home team next. 24 points, just 1 point ahead of Ipswich. -7 goal difference, not terribly awful, but still a negative. 28 goals, let in 35, and I think my biggest issue with Sunderland was we had some very, very good players who were keeping the team ticking and keeping the team going. But there were some goalkeeping issues for quite a lot of the season. And not to badmouth anyone, but Demi Lambourne, bless her, when she was good, she was great. When she was bad, it didn't go well. And then, of course, we've got Grace Maloney in. Again, very good, but she was only like kind of the last bit of the season, and it was kind of hit and miss who would be in goal. Both have since left for that one. So hopefully we'll see an improvement there. But I mean, you've got the likes of your Katie Watsons, your young superstar, your Emily Scarr, who's also signed a new contract. Kate Kitchen, she's incredible. We talked about her all season. But I think having someone like Tash Fenton in the middle, just really as captain, as that kind of rock in the middle, if you like, trying to make everything click. And you just, and I know I'm a bit biased talking about them, but you just felt like they were a family, and they were very much like they were fighting for each other and they were going to get through it. So even in the bad times when they did let the lead go and things didn't go as we expected, it was still, you felt like they were fighting the whole time, and it was never like they'd given up. So yeah, I mean, but also injuries as well, I think hit Sunderland pretty hard. I mean, Eleanor Dale, who's also gone now, she's gone back to America. Tampa Bay, I think.
Tampa,
yes.
We were after as well. We was this close.
Oh, were you?
January, your manager would not let her leave that because she had signed a deal with us and she was this close from leaving.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because when she was on form, when she came from Everton, we were like, yes, she's going to be the striker. And I think the first season with Sunderland, brilliant, really, really good. Then, of course, she was out with an injury. It wasn't an ACL, was it? It was the other one close to it.
MCL?
MCL, yeah, one of the CLs, but not the A one. So yeah, and I think she just really struggled to kind of get back into form after that. And I think she was still third highest goal scorer, but I think it was just fourth. And when you kind of look at if that's your focal point, you just as a business you need more, don't you? So yeah, I think it was the right time for her to leave. However, I was reading that Sunderland did offer her another contract, and she did turn it down to go to America in the end. So best for all parties really. But so finishing 8th, not great, but again out of that relegation spot. I think they're the main things I wanted to say, I think. Anyone have any thoughts on Sunderland's season, how they performed?
I mean, I was surprised that they were that low down, personally. Because, I mean, was it last year or was it the year before? They were right up there.
They had a good goal. I think it was season before. I think.
Yeah, they were like in the top 3, and they were very hard to beat away from home. Put it that way. I mean, obviously, I think it was a year you had Flannery on loan. When we went 4-0 up at half time, I was like, "What the hell's going on here?" And then you scored a goal
just
like
last season.
It was.
Oh, it's all blood in the one.
Not the season just before? Gone, but the
one before.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We went 4-0 up when you had Flannery on loan.
Yes.
I was like, what the hell's going on? And then you scored, but then like you clicked. I was like, okay, here we go again.
Yeah. It's like they need that confidence, don't they?
Yes.
For it to go on and to.
You need to get the first goal for you to actually kick on, I think. And I think Eleanor was decent, but she needed someone next to her all the time. Because she was she's the type of player who will run forever. She'll run at the keyboard, she'll press. I think I was watching the game against Birmingham at Birmingham's ground this season when Scar missed that very sitter right at the end.
Oh yeah.
Leading to Lily Crosswaite scoring a bloody goal, which I was in the
Lily
Arsenal
Crosswaite's a bit bloody good though, isn't she? Annoyingly good.
Oh yeah, it was a good player, but I was in the away end at Arsenal. I was watching the game. I was like, I need him to do a job. No. Emily Scar, the one time she doesn't hit the target, she blasts it over the bar. But overall, no, I think they're a decent side. Obviously, this year we've obviously been quite decent against you guys. I think the one at the Stadium of Light, we did quite well, and then you kind of grew into the game. And then
doing that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then the one at our place, I think you did. I think you started well, but then as soon as we scored, your head just kind of dropped. That instantly,
that's been a thing, and I think we've said it for maybe a couple of seasons now. I think the fact that there is still the opportunity, but the occasion. Sorry.
Yeah.
Great. Occasion where heads will go, oh, they've gone in front.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, pick them up, keep fighting, keep going.
Yeah, because overall, I think you're a decent possession-based team from what I've seen. But the second you lose the ball, it just stops. And teams get you on the counter quite easily as well, because obviously we last season we always played like a 5-back sort of thing. Jodie every time was down that left, constantly down that side against you guys. But yeah, overall I think you're a decent guy. I think you just need an out and out goal scorer. That's the only thing you're missing, really.
Well,
funny
that. Say that. Yeah.
Signed this summer, Elise Hughes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I forgot
about that. But the thing is, it's identifying those gaps to then plug for next season. So so Elise Hughes, Tara Bourne, Fran Stenson,
good signing.
Noah Schumacher as well, goalkeeper from Hibs. Atlanta Primus, and today Cassandra Missipol.
I saw that today.
Belgian international.
Yeah.
That is mad.
Primus is a great player as well, by the way. For what she did with Southampton last season, they were all about there. We'll probably come onto it, but
Primus is a brilliant bloody signing.
Yeah. And if they can get in tandem, Hughes and Primus, that's a great front line.
If Hughes can stay fit and keep him running goal, she's scored 12, 14 goals this season.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be nice. That'd be so nice. And that's the thing with
the front two of Hughes and Sunny Fancy.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah, indeed. Because then, well, that's the thing. So they were just the permanent signings. We've then got 4 players on their first professional contracts. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players have signed new deals. And then on loan, we have Sunny Francie and Lily Dent as well. So
Dent's a good signing.
Yeah, and you just think this is where money gets you, because of course the Bay Collective now have a stake in the club as well, and you just think they're serious about this now. So they could
Izzy Atkinson signed a new deal as well, didn't she?
So new deals: Tash Fenton, Emily Scar, Mary Corbin, Katie Watson, Bree Westrup, Kate Kitchen, Jess Brown, Marissa Shiva, and Izzy Atkinson. So they've held on to some very, very
some attacking talent there. And
Katie's a good player.
You wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of Bay players drift over on loan once their season's finished either, would you?
Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Do what Michelle Kang does with Leon and all of our other teams. Just be like, yeah right. But BFC, who can you give us?
Christina Girelli over for a few months.
Can you imagine Girelli at Appleton?
Kudananji.
What is this?
Get them all in there.
What is a colliery welfare? What is this? But yeah, I think it's.
That's it. If Sunderland did sign them and were doing well, you'd have the who is Christina Girelli?
It was well, the article's coming out.
I am quite
with their now not women's football show, because they got rid of that and they're doing new things.
Yes. I mean, I hope they're replacing it with something decent, because
yes,
having it on at like 11 o'clock at night anyway was appealing to no one. So yeah,
it would just be pointless, wouldn't it? Let's face it, it'd just be pointless.
Yeah,
pointless celebrities.
Alexander Armstrong is the presenter.
Yeah.
New women's football show. Yeah, I think that, as well as the new fantasy game that's just come out. That's allegedly going to be a mix of WSL, WSL2.
When I saw that, I thought, is that going to be both, the way that they've put that? So
yeah, I think that's the way they're doing it. Yeah,
the prizes will be interesting.
Well, that's the thing, because you've got, not to stereotype, but Alexia Putellas next to, I don't know, Saoirse Noonan. It's just they're two completely different leagues.
Katie
to
Bradley,
try and price and play.
Alexia Putellas.
Yeah, which Katie Bradley every time.
Absolutely.
But that's the thing, and it's an interesting concept. I mean, you could maybe have, if they'd done, let's say, 2 wild cards, and you got a WSL team with 2 wild cards from the WSL2, or vice versa, and you could choose which one you did. Yes. I think that could possibly work. But if you've just got one team that is a mix of both, I don't know. We'll have to see when it comes out.
But
how it works.
The way to win it is to just make a WSL2 team, right, and show your knowledge of WSL2.
Exactly. Yeah. Put Alexia on the bench.
Yeah.
Shayna Hales up front.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, she'll get it every time.
I am.
Oh, imagine.
Quite happy, by the way, with Sunderland that we still get to shout Natasha Fenton.
Fenton.
2-year deal. It goes on.
If Jenna goes to Sunderland, then it's gone. It's finished. Bloody hell.
I'd love that. Well, apparently Villa offered her a good deal, and she wanted to move closer to home.
I mean, Arsenal wasted her anyway. Arsenal wasted the hell out of her.
Oh yeah, just and it's sad, because I think they did go through a period of bringing in American players, because that was every nationality goes through waves, doesn't it? So we had loads of Australians and now loads of Swedish, and then it was Americans for a bit. And yeah, I think Jenna, bless her, great player for Villa, really really good. But I think she was just kind of collateral to that Arsenal.
She was good anytime I saw her play for Arsenal. To be fair, anytime she played, she was a very good,
she was good,
solid option. And when they had, I think it was Fox injured, and she filled in perfectly outside. Yeah, and unfortunately just couldn't get looking, could she? But we do wish her all the best. Yeah. And if she does want to come to Sunderland for a few months in the summer, she is more than winter. She is more than welcome to. Right then, yes, lovely. So we've already talked about Forest. If you missed it, you can go back earlier and listen to the lovely Holly talk all about Forest. It was a lovely, lovely chat. So we're going to skip up to Newcastle in 6th. 33 points. Newcastle. They did so much, and the investment is there, and they're bringing in all of these players, and it's a mix of, you've still got your Demi Stokes, your Jordan Nobbs, you've got your older school players, and then you're bringing in young European talent as well, and Katie Bradley. We'll get her into every conversation because we need it. But yeah, they've got such a mix of players,
I think even though they're throwing all of the money at it, it's just still not working. It's not enough. As Paul, Danny, have you got any thoughts on Newcastle's season? Because I mean, 6th is still good objectively. However,
But
they're still.
I think they're still disappointed with that from what they've thrown.
Yeah, because I mean,
it's
11 points off top. Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, it seems like a hash of doing the old let's just sign everybody and see what happens, and it doesn't work. It doesn't. It just, you've got to mold it into something rather than just hoping that everything will stick. Occasionally it might happen, but most of the time it won't. You've got to have that togetherness, and it feels like they're just doing the same again this year. And I think there are too many draws for them, weren't there, last season, that held them back. What were they?
Yes.
7, 8, 9 points away from even getting third. With the ambition that they had, I think they'll be disappointed to see the likes of Southampton, Bristol City, even the 3 at the top. They would have been slightly disappointed to see them ahead of them as well. They give it all the noise, but they didn't really, I don't think, ever reach that level consistently enough.
No.
Showed another change of manager as well.
They've lost a lot of players as well.
Yeah.
I have as well, yeah.
Shane have been a very big one.
Yeah, Shania Hill's going to Forest, yeah, absolutely, because so just before I forget, if we're talking about kind of the draws, like 9 draws, 8 wins, 9 draws, 5 loss. So you just think for those draws, and I remember some of them being because I remember watching some of them going, nothing's actually happened this match, but they've ended up with a point. And it was just kind of a lot of I think in the derby game, so against your Sunderlands, against your Durhams, I think in those moments they did turn up and they went for it, and I really liked it because that was that fight. But I think for a lot of the time, for those draws, it was kind of like, okay, so what's next? What gear are you going to switch up into that you're not yet? And it just seemed like something was holding them back. Because talking about who's gone, so they've lost Molly Pike, Shania Hales, Charlotte Potts, Deanna Cooper, Claudia Morn, Hannah Hawkins, Simone Charlie, Emily Murphy, and Margazata Grek as well. She's gone. But like we were saying, the mishmash of signings: Gemma Evans, Hilda Antonsdottir, Hannah Nemeth, Kathleen McGovern, Rachel McLaughlin, who I am jealous of. She is a very good player.
She's a very good player, yeah.
Molly Lambert, Katie Bradley, Leanne Kiernan, Martha Thomas.
That's a smart signing.
On permanent deals. I do like the Martha Thomas one. That's a good one. And they've also brought in Kayla Randall from United and Jessie Gale from Arsenal. Yeah. And it's just so... It's almost as if... and just thinking what Tony said there... It's like they've gone, I've heard of her. Let's get her in.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, and again, they will have a plan, of course they will. But from the outside, it just feels like I'll have that one and that one and that one. And then they make a team and then we win. It's just, Paul, have you got any thoughts on Newcastle that we haven't mentioned yet?
Losing Emily Murphy is going to be big for them because she was a big player for them.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Yes, gone to Brighton. Yes, so fantastic move for her. Not good for attacking options, as it were.
I think Newcastle will be interesting this season because I think Newcastle may be potential relegation candidates.
Ooh.
And it will be interesting. It will be interesting to see what happens come, say, January if Newcastle are down in a relegation fight, Newcastle men, and
that's a good point, yeah.
All of a sudden people go, or if the women don't keep winning, like if both clubs are kind of just sat in mid-table mediocrity and Newcastle can't really turn around that, here we got all the local lasses like Demi Stokes still, and Jordan Nobbs, and it's like, but they're coming to the end of their careers. And they are.
Yeah, and it's still that building for that future. Again, a bit like Durham, you've got the older players who have been integral to this team. Where do they go next? Kind of how does that team look over the next couple of seasons?
I think they will be just about okay, because I think the team we're about to talk about next is going to take a massive tumble.
Yes.
Oh, what a lovely segue. Let's talk about them then, shall we? In fifth, Southampton. Now, you'd think, considering all of the clubs that we've seen so far, a lot of them have gone, they should be all right, they're building for next season. This was hopefully just a blip. They're going to come back better and stronger. Southampton, on the other hand, have kind of gone the opposite direction, haven't they? Because obviously everything that's going on behind the scenes. Because Danny, looking at that, ended in fifth, 35 points. Like, that looks like a decent season, doesn't it? So yeah, how did you feel about Southampton last season? And then we'll segue into what's unfortunately happening at the moment.
Yeah, I thought they looked good in quite a lot of patches of the season. When you look at some of their team on paper, and I think we mentioned it on the pod last season as well, the attacking talent that they had, with Bashford pulling the strings, they had Abby Ferguson and Macaloni, Ellie Brazil obviously doing her thing, Atlanta Primers we've talked about. You look at it on paper, you think they've got such attacking talent in that squad. And I think for what they had as well, they could potentially be a little bit disappointed not to sneak up a bit higher, but definitely on the more entertaining side of things. They scored 44 goals, like the most of anyone below them. I think one team, as Charlton particularly, scored more than. But yeah, I was quite entertained by them. Club record number of goals that they scored as well last season. It just feels like, again, it's another case of they've got to this point. Now is it going to be the tipping point of, yeah, they've already let a couple of key players go, and is this going to be the time where it turns again for them? So I'm not convinced that they've particularly replaced the players that well yet. Still time, but yeah, they could have reached the peak for me.
Yes, because like we said, a decent finish, but is that kind of where are they going to go from there? Are they going to build and progress? But it looks like possibly not. Because if we do look at some of the players, so as we mentioned earlier, Atlanta Primus to Sunderland, Tara Bourne's gone, Amy Palmer, Kira Senna, Isabel Watts, Ella Petit, Esther Roberts, Fran Stenson. But they've brought in Alina Santos, goalkeeper, it's her first professional contract. Libby McGuinness from Sunderland, Peggy. Quite annoyed that we couldn't keep hold of her, but wish her all the best. Neve Murphy from Blackburn, Grace Maloney as well, and she's gone down to Southampton, and Laura Hughes as well, with new contracts for Millie Mott and Rachel Brown. So compared to other teams, quite a quiet window. Tom, what do you think about Southampton's prospects next season? Because obviously there's issues off the pitch as well, and again concerns that maybe they wouldn't have been in the league this season with what's going on. Yeah,
I mean, every time, again, as I said, when we played them, it's always been a very close-knit game. It can go either way. It's obviously harsh on the fans because obviously now they're no longer playing at St Mary's at all, which is not really ideal, because I think that's the pitch that kind of suits their play best as well. Obviously, Charlton had a thing at the end of the season with them, nicked a goal right at the end, unfortunately. But no, I mean, overall they've got some good players. I'm so glad Bashford's doing well. I was screaming for her to be pushed up at Charlton more, and she's doing it at the Saints, which are obviously good. Ellie Brazil is probably the most clinical striker you'll probably see in front of goal. Anytime she's really in front of goal, she'll finish easily, pretty much, I'd say. I mean, overall, I think they were obviously in and around sort of that second, third spot every now and again, but I think they kind of fell off near the end. This season will be interesting to see if they actually lose players, like some key players as well. Because obviously, I think Fran Stenson signed a contract in like March or April, left 2 months later.
Yeah, because I remember doing my tracker going, I'm sure I've just said that she signed a new contract. Where is
she signed a new contract and then left like that. So obviously there's things going on behind the scenes, and obviously if players can't be offered that amount of money on contract, are they going to be the ones that tumble the season and be sort of the underachiever sort of thing? Because with their team, really for me they should be competing top 4 or 5 minimum, because they've got one hell of a show. Because Emma Harries as well, who I think is a brilliant striker. Their back line's quite strong, but as I say, I think losing Primus, who I think was a very key to that midfield, sort of kept her and Basher together, worked unbelievably well. I don't know. I hope they do all right, because obviously I've got a few people that I know in that team, and overall they've been a decent team and they deserve to be up there. But
yeah,
with what's going on behind the scenes, I'm not confident for them.
No, and that's the tough thing, because when you've got players that deserve so much more, and like Graham said, worry for them if the owners have no interest. That rarely ends well for the women's side. Absolutely.
Because teams like Leicester and that coming down will go for the players, and because Leicester, Bristol City will want to go up. They will take players from Saints, because there's some players that won't want to be mid-table fodder. They want to be that step up.
They want to push, and that brings us beautifully actually into our next team we're going to talk about, which is Bristol City. 4th place, 37 points, just shy of that fight of the top 3. But I mean, if we look there, we should have mentioned we're now into the positive goal differences, which is fantastic. But 47 goals scored, which I think is the highest. Let's just double check my maths. Yes, it is. Highest goals scored. One ahead of Birmingham City makes all the difference. But I mean, an incredible attacking threat, and it did for most of the season. It was literally that last portion, wasn't it, where they just fell off, and again couldn't quite make them work. But Paul, for you, how did you rate Bristol's season? Did you think they were going to push right until the end, or did you think, 4th's probably about right for how they did?
He's frozen.
Paolo.
He is frozen for me.
Oh, I can hear him.
Oh, he's back.
Have I defrozen?
Yes,
sorry.
This
is the wonders of. It is the wonders of rural Derbyshire internet.
To be fair, it's doing better than I expected it when you said, so we're happy, we're good.
But Bristol City probably deserve to be where they deserve to be. Like, they had a team that were always going to be in and around there. But even if they're the top scorer in the league, if they're only scoring 11 goals, Lexi Lloyd-Smith is only scoring 11 goals, and is still scoring nearly a quarter of their goals. That's an issue. I mean, they've clearly gone for it this summer. When you look at who they've signed this summer, they've clearly decided. I mean, for me, the biggest one, Brooke Aspin should never have left Bristol City.
No.
In the first place.
No.
With Chelsea, like you could tell she was good, but she got the old stars in their eyes offer from Chelsea, and went, oh, Chelsea, and then it never really happened with injury and all sorts of stuff. And Brooke Aspin is a very, very, very good defender indeed, and Bristol City having her back is huge.
Yeah. Very good son.
I don't know. I think they'll be. I think with Fran Bentley back, it'll be interesting to see how she does as well, because she's a fantastic goalie, and hopefully they can kick on. I think the top 3 were the class of the field last season, and I think Bristol City were not able to keep up with them, and that wasn't because Bristol City was bad. That was because of the level of the top 3.
the top three were just that good. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, now we just, if Bristol City don't go up this year, I think there'll be some questions asked.
Them signing Bissell as well is a very, very good signing for that level. She can play anywhere. Obviously, didn't do well for Charlton as well. But if you play her in the right position, she's a finisher, and she will finish pretty much anything that you give her. Like she scored in the 90th minute against Forest, which was an unbelievable game. Scored with her first touch against Saints when she came on. She's an unbelievable striker. If you play her in a striker or even as a 10, she'll do wonders for them.
Yeah, because like I said, it's recruiting wisely, isn't it, for that? Because they've only lost a couple. Obviously, Lexi Smith being the big one there. But yeah, they haven't lost, so they have to like really try and regroup and build a whole new team. But it's to strengthen, isn't it, and push for promotion, ideally.
They've got the new contract sorted for the stalwarts, haven't they? In Bristol City.
Yes.
So the spine of the
Fran Bentley
sign, the ones that are going to
and
carry
Powell
them
as well. Yeah.
They made a really interesting appointment as well in Pascal Xanthos, who was with Eva Olid at Hearts, who's their assistant, for him to go there.
Oh yes.
And bring Ailey Shaw as well with him, or whether she came with him or before him, I'm not sure, but. That's a great sign as well. I think she's really ready for the championship level. Hearts have obviously done wonders historically in that historic season up there on the roof apparently. I think that's a great appointment for Bristol City, and I think that's going to bring with it and that extra bit of winning mentality that they need, because I think that'd be great. So ones to what they'll be right up there again, I think, with that.
Yeah, I hope so. Because again, next season it's the automatic promotion, and then there's a playoff spot as well next season. So even if for some reason that first spot isn't theirs, there is still that promotion possibility. So fingers crossed they can really kick on. Now, the bit that Tom's been waiting for, because we're gonna talk about, we've got our top three, and as Paul rightly said, the quality of the top three were just out of this world. And for the majority of the season, Tom, and I'm sure you thought the same as well.
Yeah.
We all thought Charlton were going to be first and just absolutely smash it, and they did smash it right at the end.
Then that Portsmouth game happened.
And then Portsmouth, of all people, yes, you mentioned earlier, they were the ones to put a stop to it. So, Tom, we're gonna give you your moment, because Charlton, over the last couple of seasons particularly, they have been building up to this moment, haven't they? They've always kind of been in and around those promotion spots, but because it's only been one historically, they've never quite made it, they've never quite got there. So then now, because these spots opened up and they were available, it was almost like obviously ideally it would have been automatic, but the fact that it went to that playoff spot was almost like the way it was meant to be, almost.
The Charlton way. That's the playoffs.
Yeah.
The Charlton way.
right until the end. But yeah, talk us through it as a fan. How was last season for you with Charlton?
I mean, overall, I think the aim was to go up anyway. Whether it be the second or third. I think a lot of fans were thinking Birmingham as they did. A lot of fans were thinking Birmingham. Southampton obviously did well. Bristol City were going to be up there. When we won against Palace on the first day, I was like, okay, here we go. This is going to be one hell of a bloody game. And it was a good season. The League Cups did all right there. Went on a little cup run in the FA Cup as well. Got very unlucky against Liverpool. But overall, the season, I was like, okay, because normally we start well. And then we kind of fall off between sort of Christmas, March time. I thought, okay, here we go. It's going to get to like October, November. Injuries are going to hit again like they did last season, and we're going to crumble. Little did I know what was in store for us. But I think from about, I'd say from the Forest game, I started believing more, just purely because we dug so deep to get that last minute winner. Which was still the best limbs I've been involved with that women's team. I think just because we dug that deep, went toe to toe against a couple of teams, obviously beat Brighton in the League Cup as well, which was a surprising game. But I mean, I think from then made some decent signings. Flannery for me, I know a lot of people will say Amelie or something, but I think Flannery was for me the best signing of the summer. She tidied that sort of number 6 but number 8 role sort of thing, should just go everywhere around the pitch sort of thing. I think Lucia as well, coming in from Marseille, I think that was a smart signing. And Gillian Kenny, who I
really
believe she'll be interesting this year. I think she will do quite well on the WSL, to be fair. But I think overall we went smart, because normally we'd go WSL 2, a few loans from the WSL, but we went more international, which I like. Obviously, we're doing it again this season as well. And overall, it was all right. Obviously, grinded a few games out. Obviously, the Charlton way was we do well against everyone in the top 6, but struggle against every single team in the bottom 4. Like we gave Portsmouth 4 points, we gave Ipswich 2 points, we gave Sheffield United 2 points. Like there's a few games. Obviously, I think there was one game this season against Birmingham at Birmingham, where we went 1-0 up in the 7th minute, where a goal that should not have gone in went in like the 7th minute, and we just sat back the entire game. I've never been more stressed in my life during a game, and we somehow came up at 1-0. And obviously went into February, beat Forest at their place with Fitzy February, because she scored 2 unbelievable strikes in that month. And then obviously that international winner happens, and we thought, okay, we've got, and then that whole Portsmouth game gets called off, which again I've never seen happen in my life. And then, which to this day I still think we should have been given the win, because I mean, how can you not field 11 players in a game for me? But and then obviously the rearranged, because we obviously I think we got Liverpool in the cup. No, it was one before. Either way, we did that. It got put in 4 days in advance, which still is baffling to me. Sophie Wise had just come back from international. So is Ellie Mason. Like, obviously we've got a good portion who are away. Had just come back, aren't fit enough to play, haven't really trained at all. I think they trained maybe one day from when they got back to the game. Which it never helps. There was plenty of other weekends or midweeks to play it, but that obviously didn't help. And then after that, I don't know what happened. Like, it was like, okay, we've got this game to go to get promotion. We've got this game to be champion. We've got this game and that. We've got everything planned out in my head. It just did not go that way whatsoever. And then I think after that, I'm not sure. I think after Portsmouth, it might have been either Sunderland or Newcastle at home, where we absolutely destroyed them, like on the ball. I'm not sure which one it was. And then after that, it was Palace, who we thought, okay, this is the game, because at that point, them and Birmingham were both dropping points, and we thought, if we win this, top 2 done. Or Sunderland, there you go. After that, I thought we will win this, get the promotion done at least, because that was the that was it. I just wanted it done, because it should have been done mid-February for us. But then Palace happened, which we went 1-0 up. We won't talk about someone's birthday on that day either, because he wasn't very happy. Neither was I. We went 1-0 up. I thought, okay, here we go. And then, true Charlton style, sit back. Blanchard comes on, assists, shushes the crowd. I mean, and then obviously they score another 2 goals, and then we get a goal at the end, which I thought maybe you would get a point. No. And I think after Palace, it was essentially Saints away or something along those lines, something like that.
I was going to say, I've just got it.
I think we had an FA Cup game in between then and Saints.
Southampton, yes.
Yes,
I believe.
yes.
Yeah.
Which Saints was originally meant to be at St Mary's, then got changed last minute, which we obviously.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
We obviously now know why that happened, but it obviously didn't help the plans at all, because obviously the pitch at Silver Lake is so small compared to St Mary's, which is obviously huge, which suits our style of play. So obviously we've been training all week for that, and I think it got changed like 2 or 3 days in advance, something.
Yeah, it wasn't long, was it? Yeah.
Yeah. It was a boring game, in fairness. The first half, we couldn't really get going. I think we went 1-0 down. Eddie Brazil getting the assist, celebrating in front of us as former Charlton, whatever. But then overall, I think, and then Biss came on. We thought, surely not. We got a penalty. Biss came on, smashed it top, like right in the corner. We thought, okay, it's done.
Yeah.
Goes up the other end, bang. It scores instantly, and then it goes down to the final day, which there was a possibility where all, I think, top 3 finished on the same points or something like that. Which obviously
there were so many. We were live on the final day, weren't we, Paul?
Yeah.
And we kept having to go, right, okay, well, if they get this goal difference, but then they'd have to have a swing of this, and then there were so many.
Yeah, it was if we won or draw, we were up. I think it was, or something along those lines. Or if and then when Portsmouth went 1-0 up, it was like, what the hell's going on here? Because obviously the coaching staff were talking to me the whole time, just seeing the scores. They went 1-0 up, I was like, yes. And then we know what happened at our place. Not going to say too much about that. We just fell apart. Nothing really clicked. And then to make matters all better, Nushin obviously did our ACL that game, which doesn't help at all. Flannery gets injured during that game, and we're like, okay, this is the Charlton way. We know how this plays out. Birmingham score, fair enough to them, and then Palace just didn't stop scoring. I was like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
It got to 1-1. I was like, okay, there's still a chance. And then 3, 4, 5, 6. I was like, okay, cool. The playoffs. I mean, I was more confident for Leicester than I was Birmingham, Palace, Bristol City. I was more confident to play against Leicester purely because they just never looked that great.
I agree. Yeah,
they never really looked like they wanted to play the football. Obviously, the manager, we know about him right now. I don't really know how he's still in the job, but he is. Obviously, that happened. I was like, okay, we've got a chance. I mean, obviously, after that, was it the Liverpool game after or something like that? It was so close. So close to getting to that semi-final, and then Zara Shaw's coming on. Final happened. We got word that Flannery was out of the final, who obviously main midfielder throughout the season, carried the ball really well, made things happen, creator. Newsham, as I say, we got word 2 days after Birmingham did their ACL. Was like, okay, we're going to go in with like 5 players injured here. Which overall we started all right. I thought, yes, for a neutral, it was probably the most boring player final you're ever going to watch.
It was tense.
Yes, it was very tense. But then I think as a fan in the ground, I was just like, well, come on, just score. I was so invested. I've never been more invested in the game before. I had a gut feeling before the game it would go to penalties, just because this is just what we do. Obviously, as obviously Grammy said, Ndao got her 5th yellow, which we didn't know went over into a playoff game.
Right.
Because we thought it just stopped right at the thing, and then obviously it didn't help. As Grammy said, it was insanely hot that day. It was too hot for my liking. But yeah, I mean, obviously 0-0 happened. They, in fairness, I had confidence when they took, I think it was Hannah Kane, Rantala, and someone off in like the 60th minute.
Because we obviously we were watching it live, and then they brought on. Didn't they bring on Ash Neville, Rachel Williams, And
they bought Ashley Neville, Williams, and Van Egmond on.
And Van Egmond, because everyone was making the joke of, their average age is higher than 3D.
And I was like,
bizarre.
As soon as that sub happened, I had a gut feeling that we would win, but I knew at Charlton, we know what's going to happen. Obviously, we thought Lockers scored an absolute bloody worldie, which she almost did. And then obviously,
mine and Paul's reaction to that was insane. It's all like, they've done it. Oh, no.
Oh, and then obviously it bounced back. Lucia's obviously got it in, and which, by the way, it was the closest offside I've ever seen.
It
was very close. We thought the one time she goes forward, the one time she does anything, she's bloody offside. And obviously, if Lockers had scored that, then there'd have been absolute limbs in the bloody stand. And we know what happened after extra time. Went to penalties. I mean, I actually saw Sophie's bottle before everything was taken, so I saw what was happening. I was like, okay, cool. And Soph's normally quite decent, to be fair. So some of the saves she's made this season has been outrageous. Like, I think she was up for goal of season for like two or three saves, something like that. It was crazy. Yeah. Scores, obviously the first one Katie Bradley misses. I was like, oh, here we go, brilliant. They miss, cool. And then from then I think I was quite confident after, I think it was Ellie Mason scored the second or something like that. She absolutely thumped it, and I was like, yeah, okay, cool, we are fine here. Did not expect 4 saves for or whatever that is. It was insane.
Yeah.
And I mean, every time they didn't look confident walking up to the ball. It was dreamland at the end, because I think for us it was more relief because of everything that we had been through. And obviously, for me personally, just as a personal thing, like, I've been going watch these since 2017, 18, something like that. So I've seen the growth. I was at the first game against Coventry United. We won, obviously. It was a very, very good game. And then I think that season we finished 5th or 6th. And then the season after it was like 4th. And it was like, okay, we're growing slowly but surely, bringing top players in, like obviously Freya on loan, brought in Tegan McGowan, brought in Katie Robinson, players like that. I was like, okay, we're doing all right here. And then the players this year, unbelievable. Obviously, we've lost quite a few, which is a bit worrying. But then I think we kind of knew who was going to leave. I think the one more of a shock to me was probably Amelie. I thought Amelie would have maybe stayed a year. I knew about Gracie months before the season ended, because she just wasn't getting minutes, unfortunately. Which she'll do well at Chef. Moya, I expected. I think for Watford she'll do another year or two and then she'll retire. Because when I found out she was starting, I was like, what the hell is this? What's going on here? Because last season she was one of our key players. Bissell, I had a feeling she'd go, but I didn't want her to go because of the finishes years. But it was sub on in like the 75th minute, 80th minute, score a goal, bench again. It was very frustrating for us as fans because we wanted her to start. Like me and Cameron were screaming for her to start every game. Obviously, Amelie was decent, but for me, she was better off the bench. She should finish within 30 minutes or whatever, something like that. I think Katie Bradley, she was a good player. She did a lot of the dirty work. But then for me, she had a lot of on and off games. She was very inconsistent. She could kind of fade into games sometimes and just not really look the part, sort of thing. She did. She obviously scored a few penalties. A very good penalty taker, by the way. But I mean, I think I expected to leave. Who else left? Frankie left, which unfortunately she just didn't get her time to shine really at the club. Had a few glimpses, was all right. But then the players we brought in, obviously it took a while for us to announce anyone or anything, because before
on my tracker you were blank for quite a long time.
Yes.
I was like, come on, Charlton.
Yes, before the Chatham friendly, I think a week before that we had 7 or 8 players registered as a first team. So it was like, okay, right, this could be a very long. This could be a very long season. But then obviously where we had finished the season like 3 weeks after everyone, we had I think I had an extra week or 2 off or something like that. Which are understandable because the celebrations after, let's just say they were a lot of fun. I went out because I was like, okay, cool, and then I ended up in the same area as the players, so I was like, okay, I'll join them. It was a very fun night, put it that way. And then we started renewing contract, which I was like, okay, cool, fine. And then a new signing happened.
Next season.
I was like, okay, right, who's this? Because I've never seen his face or head thing, because we always do like a shadow thought thing. Grace Johnson, good player from there, from Perth. I thought it's different because we never normally sort of go that sort of direction. Who I think it was Leah Davison or something was next from also I think it was Melbourne, who I thought it was Laura Hughes because both had left, but both had started following Charlton. So I was like, oh, surely not. Obviously I got the player and midfielder right, but just not the other thing. But then she came in, Arozo, I think her name is, from Paris FC. That for me is my favourite piece of business so far, because obviously
Lorena Azaro.
She played in the top league obviously last year. Played with some brilliant players there as well. Paula as well from London City, I think is a very, very smart signing. Obviously they've got to get rid of I think another 8 players or something like that anyway. But she looks the part. Obviously did all right for Real Madrid. Obviously went to London City, played a few games, went on loan back to Spain, did all right there. I think our system suits her as well. We've got a couple of youngsters coming through, which helps. And then obviously I think it was the last 2. Obviously Ashley Neville, which I was not expecting to come in. That's the last person that I expected to join us, but I'm very happy. Obviously there's a few people who are like about it, but I thought she played under Karen before. Karen bought her to Spurs.
Yes, at Spurs, yes.
Which I think is quite a cool thing. She's obviously played almost 200 appearances or something like that in the top league, which is obviously what we need, especially with Newsham being injured for the season, because I think she tore her ACL and some sort of hamstring or something along those lines at the same time. Obviously Van Egmond coming in, which I think is one of the bigger ones this season. I think that brings a bit more, I guess, experience. Obviously the most experienced Aussie player, I think, something along those lines, which is quite big. We've gone quite rogue, I'd say, with the signings, I suppose. Obviously bought in another keeper, which it seems to be every WSL club has 3 keepers for some reason. I'm not too sure why, but that is the thing.
Hey, just in case, you never know.
Yeah,
you
true.
Never know.
I mean, obviously, Sophie signed a new 2-year deal back in April, so that's her done, which is huge. Newsham signed a new deal, so that way she can step the club through her injury. And Dow signed a new year deal. I think Fitzy, Gillian, and I've got a 2-year deal, something along those lines. Gloria signed a new deal. Lucia as well, which I think this year she's going to be a very, very good player in the WSL. She's quick. And obviously there's a couple of players who I think will stand out quite nicely this year, and I think will surprise a few people in the top league. Obviously we've still got business to do, which I'm not going to say who, but there's a few people coming in soon, very, very soon. Yes, it is very, very exciting. I'll put it that way. But
suspense there, Tom. Thank you. Yes.
No, yeah. I mean, I think obviously we've got Arsenal in pre-season in 2 weeks, which unfortunately I cannot go to now because they decided to put men's Spurs versus Charlton on the same day as that. So that's brilliant. But which should be a decent one. Everton, Liverpool first at home, which I think is massive because I think the first game in the WSL for me being at home is huge because we can get the good numbers, good everything like that, and then obviously Everton away instantly Goodison, which means one of the northern ones is done, which is class because I think after that we don't have a northern game until City in January, which is crazy.
Yeah, the amount of London clubs in the WSL is mad.
Yes. So obviously, I'm quite looking forward to this. Yeah. I'm about to say, Watford's the only London team, I think, in that league now, which is quite crazy because obviously us and Palace went up, which.
Yeah. That's a good point, yeah.
Unfortunate for Palace, but here we are. Either way, no, I think this season will be interesting. I think a lot of people are already writing us off, which I've seen, which understandable.
Well, I was going to say, Tony was very bravely put in the chat. I'm excited about the 6 points Chelsea are going to get from Charlton.
Yeah.
Don't take them for granted.
No.
Do not take Charlton for granted.
I enjoy being the underdog. I love it because I mean, we were in this whole FA Cup run sort of thing. Ended up against Liverpool.
Yep.
We held them. Beat Brighton earlier on in the year. Did quite all right, I suppose. But yeah, I think this year will surprise a lot of teams. I think I'm not expecting us to blow everyone away. I think the sort of aim would be sort of around 9th to about 12th. I think that would be a sort of a realistic aim. I do not want to be in any sort of playoff ever again. Because that
I can imagine.
No, thank you. That was the most stressful thing I've ever been through. I think they'll be realistic. It'll be interesting to see who actually does go down. To be fair, but I think for us, with some of the players we've brought in, we've kept a good core of the team as well, which I think is key.
Really, important.
Yes,
yeah.
Players like Jodie, who by the way is now in a new sort of position on the pitch. She is no longer a wing back, which is a brilliant thing to see. I think she'll do well this season. I think, as I say, players like Gillian Kenny will surprise a lot of people because obviously she's come over from America. No one really knows too much about her, but she's been immense in the first season. I do think there'll be one game lucky against a big team where we'll come away with either a draw or a win. I do think there'll be one game this season where we say, we were here. I think the first two games against sort of, I guess, mid-table sort of lower sides, I think that's big. And then instantly, London City at home, City away. City at home instantly. Like it was like it's mad, but it will be very different going from Wesley Park to the Emirates. I'll say that.
A little bit. Yeah,
yes,
it's a tiny bit bigger.
Just a little bit. And it'll be very different coming up against Jordan Nobbs compared to Alexia Putellas in midfield. So that'll be a bit of a
They
different
are
thing.
twins. I don't know
they
what
are twins, yes. I'm putting both of them in my team.
Exactly, yes, when it comes out. And I think that's the beauty of Charlton. It kind of, especially towards the end of the season, if you weren't kind of watching the WSL2 anyway, because there was so much jeopardy and because there was so much going on, people found themselves watching and looking and going, oh, actually, I quite like that team. And like we were saying earlier, Danny, I think you were saying, weren't you, like, never really wanted to watch Sheffield, really? There was no pull to watch it, but there was always that pull with Charlton. Yeah. And you wanted to get involved and you wanted to watch them and you wanted for them to do well. So the fact that we were live on that playoff day and the final day, and just our hearts, it was as if we were Charlton fans for that day because we knew how much it meant.
It's because Leicester just tried to bore their way to it as well, didn't they? Just like,
and I'll be honest,
they might as well have not come on the pitch.
I feel like we did. I feel like we did everyone the job because Leicester were down there for a while. They were. Did they finish bottom last season as well? Before, like when there was no relegation or something like that. It was mad. I think they went up.
They've been struggling for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think as well for us being, I guess. Obviously, we're not no Arsenal, Chelsea, whatever, but the values are very, very nice ground to come to as well. It's not like obviously no offense to everyone, but it's not a soulless bowl. It's a very unique stadium, which I think excites fans. And a lot of people have said, obviously, they're excited to come to. And I think, obviously, going to other grounds, I think, as obviously Grammy said, we're going to the Amex, not Crawley this season, which would be huge.
Be nice.
Obviously, going from, as I say, going to like Stamford Bridge on the Wednesday night, which is annoying. But like going to like the Joy, praying Liverpool is at Anfield because St Helens is a hell of a journey.
It's an arse to get to. Yeah.
Yes, but like, going to places like Goodison Park, Villa Park, they're huge stadiums, which obviously they've always evaded me as a Charlton fan, which is annoying. But overall, I'm very, very much looking forward to it. And as I say, as a personal note, it's a lot of relief to finally be there after seeing sort of the growth from not even the Women's Championship, the one below that, all the way up. Yeah, it's been a lovely journey, but also stressful as well.
And we wouldn't have it any other way, would we?
No. As a Charlton fan, no.
But no, you're right. And I think that's the kind of the heart and soul to it as well. Like the team and the fans have been through it all, and finally, this is the moment where they get that reward. Yes. And as Grimmy's rightly said, having in Waterlooville to Stamford Bridge is quite
a jump. Yes.
It's quite a jump indeed. Yes. When it's the Villa Park game, obviously Emma in the chat, Villa fan. I'll have to get it down as well.
That's in February. February away.
February.
We've
got time to plan.
Mid-February.
We'll do it. We'll have a pod meetup at the Villa Charlton
and then obviously the last game is the Emirates away, so that will be interesting.
Perfect way to end the season. Yeah.
Yes. Because I think WSL champions, and then we'll stay up.
I like it. I am not worried about them next season. I think you're going to give it a really good fight and a really good goal. And that's going to be the interesting thing next season of which teams really step up to the mark, because we saw with Leicester, you can have one or two players on your team that are fighting, but if the rest of you aren't, and the tactics aren't there, then
I've said multiple times, I don't want to be there just to make up the numbers or anything like that. I don't want to be I don't want to be a Bristol City or Palace who go back down instantly. I want to stay another 2 or 3 seasons and just keep building up. Brighton, they went up and they slowly but surely gradually built, and now they're for me they're within the top 6 this season easily.
Yeah, definitely. And that's thing building and deserve to be there. And 2 other teams that definitely deserve to be there. We're on to the final 2, everyone, and then we can get off to bed. But Birmingham City and Crystal Palace, I mean, all through the season, obviously we said about Charlton, they were the front runners for so long, and it was always Birmingham City just behind. Obviously there was that lovely gap at one point, wasn't there, Tom? But the final the final part of that season, when it was so close, and Birmingham City were right there, and the kind of the tenacity, if you like, of the team to be like, we're going to get them and we're going to keep going and we're going to keep doing it. But Danny, we need to talk about Crystal Palace, because they were having a good season. They were always in and amongst it, and then that final day just come in, I don't want to say out of nowhere, because that potential was always there, but that's what we loved about them, for them to go, let's go for it. Let's do it. There's the possibility that we can do this with a X amount goal swing. Let's do it. So yeah, Palace for you. I mean, Grimmy's saying there, too many Grimmies. Grim. Grimmy's on the other show. Palace went on a generational run. Yeah, Danny, for you.
Yeah, that second half of the season, wasn't it? The 12 wins from 14 league games. I think they won every league game at home in 2026 as well.
Yes, they did.
To build on that, so that was always going to be a bedrock of that. And I think once they got going, and you always got the feeling that once Palace get going, they will be almost unstoppable because of the players they've got. The first half of the season they were a little bit patchy, but that second half, once everything clicked, it really, really did click. And even like getting through to the quarterfinals of the cups as well.
Yes.
To do that as well as keep that form going in the league is quite impressive. Again, we spoke about Annabelle Blanchard for years on this podcast, it feels like, and she's still there, still going strong. They've got Molly May Sharp, who's constantly doing it for them as well. Both of them, I think, went past 100 games for the club mark as well this season. And they've just peaked exactly at the right time, didn't they, to get that last spot? There was that little bit of a panic on the last day when they went behind, but I think still when they conceded that, you still thought they're going to have enough. And I think probably
there's some time.
I think Tom and Grummy will probably be able to tell us, but they probably always imagined that Palace were going to win that game. So it was never a case of what if. You always kind of thought Palace will win that, and you were confident that we're going to go up in some form, whether it was in first or second. Just a phenomenal second half of the season, and if they can, they've made some fantastic signings as well. You've got to say as well.
Bethany England's a huge signing.
Beth England, I think when it might have been the last pod of the last season, I was advocating Beth England to go to Charlton, I think, because I knew she was. She was signing.
She was very, very close to joining us as well.
Yeah, and she's basically replacing Elise Hughes as well, which is a similar kind of characteristics, but that experience. Lexi Lloyd-Smith, we spoke about before, how well she did. Great to see her at the top level as well now. Paul will be very happy to see Shannon O'Brien there as well.
Shannon O'Brien, yes.
I was keeping very quiet. I didn't
we're going to give you more, Paul, don't worry.
I think Sierra Enger's a nice signing as well in the middle of the park as well. She'll keep things steady as well. So another like Charlton, who I just don't see struggling as much as they did last season. Last time they were up, they would have learned a lot of lessons. They've got some of the same players from that last time when they went down. Hopefully they've learned a lot from that. And like Charlton, I can see them causing problems with that attacking talent that they've got.
Yeah, they've just hit that rhythm, haven't they? Because obviously when Joe Potter took over, and there was an initial dip, wasn't there? And then you're right, that second half of the season where they just went, "Yep, this is us," and everything just kind of clicked, and you saw that, and you went, "Oh, okay, like these are going to be dangerous now." Yeah,
I think it was December or something. They started to win a few games, and I was like, "Okay, they're going to do what they've done the last couple of years, and they're going to start they're going to start climbing, because they always start slow. Every year they always start slow, or they don't, or they draw too many games or something like that. But I think they won like a crazy amount of games in a row, or just didn't lose for like end of November, sort of December time. And I think after that I was like, they're going to end up being on the climb. And if I wasn't a Charlton fan, I'd probably say fair play. But I think going into the last game, I think they played Birmingham or something a week before or something like that. And for us Charlton fans, we were all Birmingham fans that day. We'd have rather those they win and Palace just kind of drop down, and us and Birmingham fight out of the top two. But did not obviously go that way. But I think overall, I think that their team, I think signing Hayley Ladd as well in January was a brilliant signing for them.
Yes, very good for them. Yeah.
Yes, she's a good player, obviously as well. Blanchard, I think she's been here for a long time now as well. Yeah. Again, not a fan of her because of Charlton, but away from that, she's a brilliant player. I think Weirden as well. She's immense. Every time we kind of play against her, she's rapid. She'll run. She'll keep doing things.
Very quick.
Yeah, I think overall, I think bringing in who's it? Is it that their keeper? They've got the French number 1 or something. That's a brilliant deal for them.
It's massive. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. From Denver Summit. Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, I think they'll probably do similar. So I think they'll maybe, because I think they've done it before. Obviously, they'll know what it takes now. And I think
they know what it's like.
Yeah, I don't think they're done either in a window, so I think they'll be adding a few more. I think a few players might leave still, but I think, as I say, players like Molly Sharp and everything like that, they play with pride for that badge, and they'll run through you pretty much to get the ball. But I will wait for the day they move away from Sutton though, because that is such a horrible ground to play at and go to. Yeah,
well, hopefully that might be the next step. If they consolidate themselves in the WSL, then hopefully that's where the team go next.
I mean,
you're right. You need to. Yeah, go on.
Palace's front four is going to be Beth England at the spearhead, and Ashwood and Annabelle Blanchard and Shannon O'Brien behind it. How can you not get excited about that if you've watched anything?
Because I'm a Charlton fan.
If you've anyone who's watched teams that aren't just the top four in the WSL, how can you not get excited? And then the backup players to that, Alexi Lloyd-Smith and Molly May Sharp. Like,
I mean, huge.
I do think Lexi starts them though. I think Lexi starts them, but on the wing. She's very good on the wing. She is.
Instead of
I can see that.
I would be very surprised if she starts over Shannon O'Brien, but I'm Coventry biased. So.
You never mentioned it. Never mentioned it. But that's the beauty of it though, because they've got so many options. It's keeping everyone happy. Of course, but the ability to switch things up, change it, and be able to have those players in reserve for that moment. But yeah, really pleased Shannon O'Brien got back into the WSL, because we said, Paul, didn't we? Someone needs to snap her up. She needs to be in this
Joe
league.
Potter as well has now built her team. That team will play Joe Potter football, because it's clearly been signed with players in mind, and as soon as her system, like you said, as soon as her system clicked with the players in November, you saw how good it was. And again, I will not have a word said against Joe Potter because of her work at Coventry United as assistant coach. So
exactly. Hey, no bad words here. No bad words.
No.
And finally, then, shall we go into it? So our final team of the evening. Birmingham City, of course it was, the second highest goal scorers of the league with 46 goals, with 44 points, equal to Crystal Palace, but just that slightly better goal difference of 4 goals. That's it. That's all that was in it. Because I'm sure at one point, weren't we, Paul? We were like, if Palace can just get 10, then they can just get that swing with them. Yeah. every goal that went in, we were counting it. But yeah, I mean, Birmingham. I don't think it was a surprise to anyone that they were the ones to go up.
They
knocking on the door
favourites to win the league.
Yeah, very much. So then, when it was the case when they were amongst the top 3, and that order was still in jeopardy, I was like, oh, what's gonna come next? But yeah, Paul, for you, Birmingham City season, how would you rate it? Apart from the obvious of they were champions.
I think we started to see what happens when you get a bunch of Americans who care a chunk about women's football get involved.
Yes, so much investment.
As soon as the investment started to go in, I mean, Vilma Lidhammer alone is a ridiculous sign, but and there were follow-up signings, and Birmingham, I think. I'm surprised over this summer so far that Birmingham haven't put more investment in. Like
into players. Okay.
Because you look at them and like
they've gone very French.
They have gone.
Millie Turner though has been brilliant, mad signing.
That duo Millie Turner, Lisa Nelson.
That surprised me.
To get some experience in.
But also, it's interesting. It's interesting that they've also gone. They've gone Jade Vastockler, Marie Levasseur, who's Canadian but sounds French, and they're all very excited. Everyone's very excited about Chantal Effa, aren't they?
Yes. From Le Havre.
Signed, everyone absolutely went mad. And in terms of players they've let go, obviously Adriana Franch is 35, 36, so she was going to find a way out. But Michaela Kovacs only signed relatively recently. Sinead Hopcroft as well, who has previously played WSL with Palace. So it's interesting. Millie Turner and Lisa Nelson, like you say, are then really throwing. They've clearly looked at the team and done the whole right. We'll invest to get up, and now they've got up and instantly gone right. Okay, we can't have Shannon Cook, or we can't necessarily rely on Neve Heaven, with all due respect to Neve Heaven being a centre back that's going to keep us up through the WSL. We'll go and get a massively experienced player who's been adjacent to the Lionesses in Millie Turner.
Yeah, no, it's fair. Yeah,
we can't with midfield. It's like, okay, we can't rely on a 36-year-old Christy Harrison-Murray, however good she is, or however experienced she is. So we'll go out and get.
She's gone, isn't she? I think.
Yeah, she has.
Yes, she's gone to Burnley. Yes.
Yeah.
Need to update me out.
She was allowed to step away, and Lisa Nelson is clearly the right. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's bring in a level of experience to go with the likes of Lidhammer and whatever else.
Lidhammer's unbelievable, by the way.
She's incredible. Yeah. What a signing. Yeah.
I still don't. Yeah, in the Championship, yes. But
yeah, so it's how
WSL,
she'll negotiate the WSL. Yeah, how she'll adapt.
In the WSL, they need, again, all due respect to Basha believes that she's not someone who you're going to expect to get 10 goals in the WSL. Charlton FFA is probably not going to get 10 goals in the WSL, the 19-year-old from mid-table in League One.
Yeah.
And
it's
that's where you start looking on. Have some of them, like goalie-wise, Sophie Bagley, yes, Sophie Bagley is very good. Katie Startup, though.
She'll be back up, probably.
Yeah, but what?
Ironically.
Where does that put Lucy? Where does that put Lucy Thomas?
Very good.
He's a fantastic tier 2 goalie. But have they decided that Lucy Thomas is not good enough for the top tier?
It's that hard call, isn't it? Between you've got us this far. We saw it with London City, didn't they? As soon as they got promoted, it was let's shed everyone apart from about 3 players. And it's doing it with. And I think it's doing it with respect, isn't it? So the players that can maybe push that next level and who are a core part of that team, maybe see how they do, give them a season or 2. But there's also a bit of business in there, isn't it, of who probably won't amount to kind of WSL standards. And
you look at them. You look at the squad that came up last season that are still there. Oceana was useful. Chelsea Cornet was useful.
Yeah, true.
Rebecca McKenna.
Yeah.
Rebecca Holloway.
McKenna's an unbelievable thing as well. She's one of the best one-on-one defenders I've seen in a very long time. Yeah. And then one I'm excited for is Lily Crosswaite. She gives Charlton hell every time we play against her. She's so quick as well. She's rapid on the ball, but I'm excited to see what she can do for them in something, because she deserved it as well, because she did a lot for Durham as well. Yeah.
She did, yes, yeah. She was at massive loss when she went to Birmingham. Yeah,
causes us a headache every time.
Yeah, she really does. And that's the thing, isn't it? It's looking for these players who are going to cause trouble, even more so in the WSL, because some players who if they haven't been aware of the WSL 2 for whatever reason, and maybe don't know how to play it or what to expect, and suddenly they're like, oh, where have they come from? How have they been able to do this? So yeah, it's going to be. I'm really excited for this new season.
It's going to be, I think, the most exciting season.
Tier 2 goalie.
Yeah.
And again, biased because Coventry United, but from that, she was never going to stay at Coventry United after that season, and she was nicked by Birmingham then, and they got fairly close. But the signal of bringing in 2 goalies in the off season and the signal of one of them being Sophie Bagley, who again was around the edges of the Lionesses setup. You know, they're going for it, but how good are they, Birmingham? Are they going to get enough goals? Because I don't think Birmingham is going to score 15 goals in the WSL, or 8 goals, or however many she got. She's just scoring ridiculous amounts of goals and assists.
So ideally, kind of looking at it, they want to, obviously they've got their existing attacking threat, but ideally, because they've brought in midfielders and defenders and goalkeepers, so like I said, Effort is a forward, but a very young international. So yeah, if they can bring in a proven striker, I think, to add
I feel like that's where they're looking to kind of splash the cash a bit more, is up front.
Yeah, maybe save that cash for...
because obviously we played against them and they had numerous chances at their place, could not score whatsoever. It was like anytime they were throwing goal, I was confident that they wouldn't score. Like they didn't have that out and out sort of goal scorer, which obviously we didn't either. But it was like their wingers were more of a threat than actually number 9.
And that's, I mean, obviously great to have options on the wings. Kirsty Hansen, I miss you. But you do need those extra options up front, don't you? Yeah. So hopefully, still a few weeks to go. So we'll see where that leads us. I am just laughing in the chat as well.
I was about to say, I was laughing at
Morocco versus Cameron. Cameron did well, bless him. To keep a clean sheet.
Cameron from Big Brother.
Oh wow!
Did he do it all by himself?
What a reference! What a reference!
That's good. That's gone to extra time. They can just destroy each other, and Malawi can pick up the pieces in the final.
Exactly. Yes.
that is the sad thing about WAFCON, the lack of coverage of it with Malawi's story. It's one of the great stories in
so good
world football at the moment, and it's not really being mentioned because it's WAFCON.
But at least the knockouts are being streamed on Channel 4's YouTube channel. So, you know, step in the right direction. End of the tournament, but never mind.
Yep.
But yes, final thing, as Graham rightly says, we've now got 8 women managers in the WSL, which is incredible news. And then, of course, obviously, this is our WSL 2 review show, so we won't go into the WSL too much. But we will have our preview show coming up very, very soon. But yeah, I think that is us wrapped up. And look at that, before 11 o'clock. How good. Did anyone have any final parting thoughts before we leave it of the season? Any players you want to shout out? Any moments, highlights? Anything to wrap it up?
I think we talked up Megan Hornby, didn't we?
Yes.
We did. We sung her praises.
Sophie Whitehouse is the best keeper in the league, mate. That's all I want to say.
Oh, she is. And I'm so excited for the people who, for whatever reason, haven't watched WSL 2, for them to be introduced to her next season.
Yes.
And the players that we've come to love from those 3 teams. Yeah.
This season, as I say, I think will be the most competitive WSL season we've seen in a very, well, ever, to be fair.
Can't wait.
Even WSL 2, I think, will be very, very close, because as a Charlton fan, I am internally grateful to be out of that league, because the teams that are being built in that league right now is insane, and that there's not going to be a lot of points between bottom or top. I think it's going to be extremely close this year, even with teams coming up as well.
I think all 3 teams are going to bring all 3 promoted teams are going to bring a freshness to the league, aren't they?
Yes.
There's going to be such a new feeling about it. I
It's
think what that playoff did as well is you can't be complacent. Teams would have been seeing how Leicester kind of just stumbled down there and kind of were relying on that game at the end of the season. I thought they were just like, right, we'll get to the end of the season, we'll try and win that one game. You can't do that, and I think it was such an important thing for Charlton to win that. I think for the entire league, because you just can't get teams being complacent now, because they've seen it in action. They've seen that how strong the WSL 2 is.
You know what
I think any of that top 3 teams, any of Birmingham, Palace or Charlton, I think would have beat Leicester on that day.
Yeah,
somehow.
I agree.
I like that there's.
No, go on, Tom. You go first. I'll wait.
I think there's a lot. I like that there's a lot more to play for now than just one spot to go
Very
down. Much. Because I think people thought if someone like Leicester was on at 9 points, the second team could just kind of relax a little bit. And as well with this Players' Cup thing or whatever this is, I'm glad that I'm glad the top three are out of it, because now there's a chance for someone else to do other things in the league, kind of compete for more as well. Yeah. As I say, yes, it's going to be interesting. I think teams like obviously Brighton, I think will be up there. London City, obviously we know what they've done. It'll be interesting to see where they finish. But I think this season will
how that pans out.
Be extremely interesting and very, very competitive, as I say, for everyone.
I cannot wait. Yeah, from Charlton, the first bit that I cannot wait for is Charlton versus London City. Lexia Putea starts doing her dancey twinkle toes shite in the middle of the pitch, and Kira Skeels puts her into the stand.
It'll be her or Endow, because Endow does not like any sort of anything like that. She'll go through, and she's got experience as well. Obviously, I think she played for Coventry as well for a season, and then came on loan to us the year after. But I think the back line we've got WSL experience in that thing. And no one skills her, by the way. She deserves it more than anyone in that team. She's been at Charlton since we turned pro again back in 2021. She's been there the whole process. She's part of the furniture. She's captain as well. But for me, she's the person in the squad that deserves the most out of everything.
Just the pair of them, PK. Welcome to the WSL.
Yes. And Jodie Hutton.
Welcome to the Valley.
Absolutely bombard you out the way. By the way, Jodie Hutton did not take no prisoners.
Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be incredible. But yes, the new season of the WSL and WSL2 start in, is it 3 weeks? It's the first weekend of September. Fixtures are out now. So yeah, plan your weekends if you're near a club that weekend. But even more excitingly, Danny, this weekend, Tier 4's back.
The real football starts, yeah?
I will be back. Yeah. I'll be watching that well.
Yes, Tiers 3 and 4, the Women's National League is back. Yeah, very exciting indeed. Sunday the 16th.
We've got a lovely trip in the FA Women's National League Midlands to Wythenshawe near Manchester, which is.
Oh, are you going there? I thought they were coming to you.
No, we're away.
Oh, you're away.
Yeah.
Go on.
No, I was just going to say it's still ridiculous. Wythenshawe are in the Midlands when there was a 5 mile difference between. Was it them and Blackburn? It was them and someone, wasn't
crazy,
it?
Yeah.
It's just awful. Get Blackburn down. They've been improved about 5 times. Just get them out of the way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'm off to Fulham against Pompey.
Nice.
Is that?
Oh,
yes.
Very good. Yes, Tier 3.
I know a couple of people being there, and obviously I think Fulham. I think this year could be one of the ones that will come up.
They have been tipped, yes, to do very good things this season. But yes, for those of you who might not know, Tier 3 is divided into the Northern Premier and the Southern Premier, and then Tier 4 is your Division 1, North, Midlands, South East and South West. So there will be a club near you, so do go search your local club, and they will be back in action. And
I think an interesting storyline in Tier 3 actually.
Go on.
Rugby Borough have been tipped by a lot of people.
Yes.
Team in Coventry.
I like rugby a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm biting the lip on that one, but the owner, Lewis Taylor, has very publicly said that if the FA keep pushing their plans for Tiers 3 and 4, where PGAs from WSL clubs will be included, he's gone. Well, I'm not. Why should I fund it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's effectively holding the club to ransom. It'd be interesting.
That whole thing shouldn't happen anyway, personally.
No, it shouldn't. And I'll tell you what, we'll do a whole separate podcast about that because it does need talking about, doesn't it?
I mean, it will be interesting if the FA do call Rugby Borough and go, no, we're doing it, and he does pull out.
See what happens.
There's a Premier League football club just down the road who used to have a women's football team who might want a tier 3.
Yeah. What are they called again, Paul?
Speaking of which, I'm not sure whether it's going to happen, but you may have seen, I'm still trying to convince them to let me do the watch along with Coventry City versus Aston. I think
you should just come on. I think you should just do it. Pop up like, hello everyone.
We'll send you the link just to pop on.
Yeah, I'll send you the link, Paul. Just go on. Just go on and do it. But yeah, I mean,
Paul's music.
Say his name. And here he comes. And one last shout out, by the way, for Paul's t-shirt, which is Christina Aguilera's. Is it Dirty? The album cover?
The album is Stripped.
That one? Stripped.
It's the album that has Dirty on it.
Has Dirty on it. See,
it's great fun. I was hoping someone would notice. It's great fun walking around with full eyeliner and tattoos and everything. And then I've also got, Christina. If you want to go really obscure, well, not obscure, but early 2000s. I nearly wore this one.
I love that you had it to hand as well.
Come on, David Snedden. Nice.
Hilary Duff. Oh, yes.
I thought it was going to be a David Snedden shirt. It wasn't quite.
Oh,
next time.
Not quite. That's his other wardrobe at home. That's
it's in the other cabin.
Why don't we, for next season, just keep turning up in the most obscure reference tops and see who notices? Yeah. I think that should be Easter. So for everyone watching right now,
Tom as well, imagine the fun we could have with new people, because everyone knows our in-jokes. It's our whole new set of in-jokes.
I'm just going to turn up with a t-shirt with Phil Neville's face on it.
T-shirt, mask, the lot. I am Phil Neville. So yeah, tune in when we're back.
There was a Katy Perry t-shirt as well. I was so close.
I've still got when Katy Perry did her Teenage Dreams tour that I went to many moons ago. I've still got that tour t-shirt. However, hasn't washed well, so now when it goes all bitty and grainy, but you can still kind of make out the picture. But yeah, she's on a cloud, just reclining on a cloud in that picture.
Is that the one where she's doing vaguely pornographic things with? Like
just narrow it down, to be honest. And like candy canes and sweet bras and things. Yeah, that era. Yeah.
I've got
flying around Newcastle Arena on a cloud. It was quite interesting. Yeah.
I've got a Susan Boyle hat that's like that.
No,
a Susan Boyle hat.
She's just.
Oh.
But now you need one, Danny. So thank you for volunteering.
She's just sat there on top of an omelette.
Well, did you see the Iron Brew advert that she was in?
Yes, I did. Yeah. Lovely to see her.
A top at Iron Brew can. That should be on the hat. Just her.
Good to see she's still getting work, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, she's an icon. Scottish icon is our Sue Bowl. Not quite superb, but she is
Not quite Susan Perb. No, she's...
Not quite Susan Perb. And on that bombshell, shall we leave it there for this evening? So yes, we will be back very soon with our WSL and WSL2 preview show. We haven't got a date in the diary yet. We just need to figure it out. But it is probably going to be that week leading up to the fixtures coming back, so keep your eyes peeled. Do like, share, follow, subscribe. You know the deal by now. And if you would like to become a member, you get some member perks as well on the channel for exclusive content and emojis.
If we've got two leagues in a team by team preview, we're going to start, and we're doing it in the week leading up. We're going to start that about 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
We're starting in half an hour.
We're starting in half an hour. But with my internet connection, I'll be about 3 weeks late. So
Fine, we'll do us too. We'll work out the logistics. You still need to worry about that. Don't worry. But we will be back very soon. So keep enjoying your summer break, everyone. And women's football will be back on your screens on a Wednesday very shortly. Good night.